It's a hockey night in Pittsburgh. Today, from the Nassau County Coliseum, the Penguins will meet the New York Islanders. Hello again, everybody. This is Mike Lang at the Coliseum. As the Penguins will take on the Islanders for the first time here this year. The Penguins own 2 victories against the Islanders at the Civic Arena. And as we look at the Patrick Division standings, Paul Steigerwald, it's all bunched up. Only 8 teams are separated. Teams are separated by only 8 points right now.
Yeah, 6 teams separated by 8 points. And what's amazing is, if certain things happen today, like the Penguins winning, the Flyers losing, it could be 3 points separating the 5 teams in the Patrick Division. The Islanders are the only team that doesn't have a tough stretch coming up against Patrick Division teams, Mike. 2 of their next 14 are against Patrick Division teams, that's all. But all the other ones are playing against each other right now. So this is a very important stretch for just about everybody in the division. Somebody could have an opportunity here to move back up into first place, and positions could change on a daily basis here over the next week and a half.
I think a lot of people thought the Islanders would be out of this race early on, but it's not been the case. They are now 7-2-1 in their last 10, and they're making a run for a playoff spot. And this afternoon, it'll be the Pens' Tom Barrasso against Mark Fitzpatrick. So sit back, relax, and enjoy with this all coming up right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. Just underway here at the Nassau County Coliseum. The Penguins drag it into the Islanders' end, and a quick shot by Lemieux hit the side of the net. Mark Fitzpatrick, the starting goaltender this afternoon for the New York Islanders. Tom Barrasso for the Pens as the Penguins wind it back into the Islanders' end. Here's Robbie Brown trying to get in. Centers it in front. It comes down to Coffey. A quick shot and a good save made by Fitzpatrick. On the rebound, knocked wide by Coffey into the near corner. And picked up by Bob Airy. Airy slanted him behind the Penguin net, and with that puck will be Lemieux, the Islander net. Here's Lemieux now trying to make a play. Off the stick of Fitzpatrick, loose right in front. The Penguins can't jam it in. Lemieux again looks for Coffey. It'll come off the far wing, and Robbie Brown can't hold on to it, and it goes back to Dale Henry. Henry will leave it for Pat Flatley, and Flatley blasting one. That'll miss the net. It'll come off the glass, and the Penguins now steer it up the ice back to center. Robbie Brown trying to get a handle on it. Pat LaFontaine, the leading scorer for this team, up to Derek King. Left wing, moves into the Penguins. In comes in on Barrasso, and a backhand attempt was knocked aside by the Penguin goaltender. Right side it comes. Wayne McBean shoots one, a good heavy wrist shot, but it missed the cage. Back in behind the Penguin goal, and after it'll be Lemieux. Lemieux wants to get off here, I'm sure, and whip back to the center circle. Picked off now by the Islanders. They drive it to the Penguins in, and Hillier leads it back to the Islanders' stripe. Gary Nyland can't make a play, and it goes right back into the Islanders, into the rink. With that puck now will be Jeff Dorton, the Islander defenseman. He'll leave it for Pat LaFontaine. Left wing pass beyond Derek King, and corralled now by Danny Quinn. Quinn now steps in front of his own net and will come out to center ice. Tapped ahead back now to Nyland, and Nyland cut it off, and Nyland trying to work it over to LaFontaine. LaFontaine has it. Long shot on Barrasso. Barrasso made the save. Rebound to Kerry King. Shoots it. That's over the head of Barrasso, and it'll come off the far board. Bill Bourque carries the mail. Bourque up to Recchi. Recchi on the left wing, moving to the Islanders in. Feeding to the right side for defenseman Charlie Zalewski. Penguins flying out here in the opening period. Right behind the net. Quinn gets it. He turns it in front. And tapped aside now by the Islanders. Derek King. King shoots it up the right wing boards, and it sails into the Penguin zone, and Barrasso will leave it in behind the net for Charlie Zalewski. Zalewski with a full head of steam, and here he comes flying now. Around Huey McDonough, the former Los Angeles King, just acquired in a recent trade. Turned ahead to the Islander zone, and Cullen went in. He couldn't get him, and Bain will behind the net, going to Cullen. Stevens just got on for the Penguins, and decked in front of the net was Andy McBain. Kerry Fraser, the referee, watches on. Ron Esselstein and Mark Vines are the 2 linesmen. The Penguins have been the better of the play here in the early going. Now here's Cullen trying to center, and it came off a stick of Huey McDonough. Grabbed now by Mick Bakota. Bakota to McDonough. On the left wing, Don Maloney out for the Islanders on left wing. Bakota on the right side, and McDonough works center ice. And ripped by Pittsburgh off the sideboards. That's deep into the Islanders in, and we have an icing call here against the Penguins. The scoreboard reads the Penguins nothing, the Islanders nothing. We'll be back at the Nassau County Coliseum in a moment. The Penguins on the road this year are 4-8-3. And the Islanders are 5-11-3. You ever have one of those days where it ain't going right, folks? It just is not going right. Here in the right wing corner, the Penguins in, and Gordoni now trying to get it out. It'll come now over to Randy Gillen. Gillen steps up. He'll feed it ahead to Troy Loney, who returns after missing 12 games with a broken hand. And relayed into the Islanders in. Mark Fitzpatrick with 3 shutouts in the National Hockey League this year. Tied for the lead in that department.
It's hard to believe, Mike. He has only 5 wins, and 3 of them are shutouts.
Right back in behind the Islander goal. And controlling now is Doug Crossman. Crossman looked to get it ahead. He can't do it. The Penguins pick it off. Randy Gillen out here with Caulfield Troy Loney. And the Penguins again shoot it wide. Jimmy Kite. Penguins trying to win their third consecutive game against the Islanders. Loney backhanded away behind the goal, but Ken Baumgartner, a recent acquisition of the Islanders from Los Angeles. Mikko Makela going to the Kings in exchange for McDonough and Baumgartner. And the Islanders just steered back into the Penguins end. David Bolek now. Bolek trying to get a handle on it. He can't do it. And it is fed towards the Penguin net. Morasso clears it away. Went right by the referee, Kerry Frazier. And along the near side, it's Alan Kerr unable to get it. Mario Lemieux will. Lemieux right to center circle. He's into the Islander zone. Islanders try to check him and can't do it. Coffey left point slap shot. Good save by Fitzpatrick as he went down to make the save on Coffey. Penguins again feed it behind the net. Fitzpatrick winding over to the far corner, and Alan Kerr of the Islanders tries to clear the area. He can't do it. Lemieux's got it. Looks for Bob Airy. Lemieux still holding that puck to Brown. Right in the slot. He's there. He shot. He shoots and scores. Bob Airy might have touched it, but Robbie Brown let it go from the slot, and the Penguins take an early 1-0 lead. Oh, Michael Motorcycle. Robbie Brown, I believe, will get the goal.
Lemieux is showing that patience with the puck again, Mike, that we haven't seen him demonstrate very often in the first half of the season, where he just hangs on to it for an eternity and waits until he has the opening that he wants. And he did that just there, sucked one of the Islanders right towards him, and then dished it off to Robbie Brown, and he let it rip. And I think he gets the goal on this one. Mario Lemieux laying the puck right onto the stick of Robbie Brown in the slot. And Lemieux hanging on to it and hanging on to it until he found the open man, and then a perfect pass to Robbie Brown, who had to stop it before he shot it. And a good shot it was to beat Fitzpatrick. Penguins have dominated the first few minutes of this hockey game.
Not unusual for Robbie to set it up and get the shot that he wants, and give Lemieux some credit as he helps set it up. So the Penguins take an early 1-0 lead, and here's Coffey now up the right wing looking for Bob Airy. Airy holds onto it. Islanders in. Drop pass. There's Hillier trying to get in, and it bounces off his stick. Around to the right wing corner. Brent Sutter, the Islanders center iceman, beat it around the left wing boards, but not out. And the Islanders again now will work at the center. Dale Henry over to Brent Sutter. Sutter left wing to Dale Henry. Shoots it. And a save made by Morasso. It'll come to the right of the Penguin goal. Chasing forward Robbie Brown. He tries to dig it free. And he does have the puck. Feed it around the right wing side for Bob Airy. Looks for Lemieux, and he has him, number 66, who extends his scoring streak now to 24 straight games. Lemieux is pounding it. The Islander blue line. He's slow in getting up. Play will continue, though, as it comes to Coffey off his stick, and Jeff Norton, and Lemieux is hurt. Mario gets up now, gets his helmet off, trying to come to the bench, and he is stunned. The Penguins have the puck. Lemieux going very slowly to the Penguin bench, and he runs into Zarley Zalapski, and Lemieux is in no man's land right now. He's cuckoo. He doesn't know where he is. He finally gets to the bench. At center ice, Mark Recchi. Recchi now. And play is finally stopped as Lemieux took all of his strength to get back. Frazier just watched the play and let him go. And Lemieux comes to the bench. Kerry Frazier had no concern at all for Mario Lemieux as he was hurt on the play. Lemieux didn't know where he was. He ran into his own man actually coming off the ice. And now we're going to get a penalty coming up here, apparently against the Penguins as Frazier comes over. All right, let's take a break. 14:02 to go. First period. Penguins 1. The Islanders nothing on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Robbie Brown will serve a penalty for the Penguins. Too many men on the ice, believe it or not. Mario Lemieux, was he the extra man? What happened there? I mean, Kerry Frazier could have blown the whistle and to help Mario Lemieux, who was apparently bumped at the blue line by Dale Henry. I think it was Dale Henry. It was Dale Henry. He just caught Lemieux with a shoulder, and obviously Mario didn't see him coming, and that's why he was knocked silly. It took him a long time to get up. He took his helmet on, and he just kind of staggered back to the bench, and Kerry Frazier gave him no help whatsoever. I don't even think Mario knew that the play was going at that point. He seemed to be out of it at that point, and Kerry Frazier obviously was out of it too, because he gives the Penguins a penalty for too many men on the ice.
And now it goes down the right wing to Jeff Norton. The Islanders are on the power play right now. First opportunity for either club. 5:58, the time of the penalty. And here come the Islanders now racing to the Penguins' end. Down the left wing, Derek King. King carries it behind the Penguin goal. He just came up from the minors and has played very well upon his return. Along the right wing boards, Quinn and McBain, the penalty killers, can't get it out in front. LaFontaine can't get to it. Barrasso did, and he poked it away. Jeff Norton left point. Right side over to Doug Crossman of the Islanders. Slap shot deflected. Barrasso reads the play well, deflects it away from the net. But now in behind the goal, Derek King of the Islanders. Centers, and nobody's home. Penguins lead 1-0 on a Robbie Brown goal from Lemieux at 4:39. of the first period. The Islanders on the first power play for either club. LaFontaine of the Islanders, who leads the club in goal scoring with 26, including power play goals, 10 power play goals. And the puck is worked back into the Islanders' end. Bourque and Recchi, the penalty killers now. Jeff Norton feeds it over to Pat LaFontaine, but he has nowhere to go with it. And Brent Sutter, the Penguins, aggressively going after the Islanders in their own end. And it's Recchi and Bourque.
This is the penalty killing strategy that they worked on Monday in practice, and it really showed up against the Capitals.
Here's Brent Sutter now, stepping to the Penguins end. Lost it to Phil Bourque. Bourque now right back to the Islander line. Gary Nyland finds Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine to Brett Sutter in the slot to Lauer. Shooting, and the stop made by Barrasso as he got an arm on that. And knocked away by the Penguins back up ice. And we have 14 seconds to go on the penalty. Robbie Brown is serving it. The bench miter with control of the biscuit will be Gary Nyland. He will find Wayne McBean. McBean up ahead to Brent Sutter. Left wing pass to Gary Nyland. Into the Penguins end. McBean, a good shot. And boy, he's a dandy, isn't he? McBean, coming from the Los Angeles Kings, was a first-round draft choice, and he's playing with a little bit more confidence right now, but the Penguins have control of it. And here, with the penalty over, the pass comes to Robbie Brown. The left wing to Stevens into the Islanders end. Cuts for the net. He's right there. He can't pull the trigger. As losing his blade was Mark Fitzpatrick, the goaltender. And the Islanders steer it back to center ice. Paul Coffey with that puck. Looking for John Cullen. Cullen's right back into the Islanders end. To Stevens, back to Cullen. Leave it for Hillier. He called for the pass, and he shoots it right on, and Fitzpatrick down to his knees to make the save. We'll be back. Penguins 1, Islanders nothing on the Penguins Hockey Network.
The ice, and apparently his head is clear. He got the cobwebs out, and he's out here with a face-off coming up to the left of Fitzpatrick, who had to make a save without a stick a moment ago.
And the face-off in the right wing circle of the Islanders zone, and controlled by New York, and it will be turned ahead up the right wing to Mick Vukoda. Vukoda now steered to the Penguin goal, and it's stopped by Barrasso, who trying to get it out, hit his own man, Bob Airy. But it does come through to center. Lemieux is back on here with Robbie Brown and Bob Airy, and Coffey and Hillier will be the two defensemen. Right wing pass to Brown. Brown trying to put it in front of the net. Hillier, who missed the last game, out with a flu to Brown. It comes from the slot. That's off his stick. And Bobby Airy will find Randy Hillier looking for Robbie Brown. Brown out of Coffey. Brown has scored in 10 straight. Coffey's around McDonough. Cuts in behind the net. Centers it for Lemieux. Can he get to it? He can't. Fitzpatrick will, the goaltender. And now Lemieux is up in it by Gerald Diddick. Right in behind the Islander goal.
One of the other Islanders was in behind Lemieux, and he kind of tripped him up. They sandwiched him over there. They're having a tough time here, bumping into people in the first few minutes of this game.
Well, Robbie Brown has the only score in the game from Mario Lemieux at 4:39 of this first period.
It was Mick Vukoda who slipped in behind Lemieux and knocked him down. This was after Lemieux had drilled him with a great check in front of the Islander bench.
Well, Mario back on here, and the Islanders will make a change here. Brett Sutter comes out to check Lemieux's line.
Vukoda was the designated tough guy on this club for the Islanders until they got Baumgartner. Now Baumgartner is the man who really is kind of leads the charge in that department in terms of protecting the star players of the Islanders, and the man who sort of their policeman out there.
Mario trailing Wayne Gretzky in the race in the National Hockey League by 10 points now. Gretzky was 75 points. Lemieux was 65. Here's Brett Sutter. Left wing pass. Randy Wood to the Penguins in. Makes a move and score. Randy Wood gets it home. And the New York Islanders have tied the game at 1. 9:18 will be the time of the goal.
It was a pretty play by Randy Wood, the way he turned it over to the backhand. And he's a pretty nifty hockey player, a pretty good goal scorer. He's had some problems this year. That's his 8th goal of the season. He showed some signs his rookie season of being a good goal scorer, and that time he made a nice play to slip it underneath the stick of Tom Barrasso. Came in on the forehand and then just went to the backhand and just kind of turned it over. He really didn't cut in front of Barrasso. He just steered that puck underneath him to tie it at 1.
Only one of the game in progress this afternoon. Detroit leads Boston 2-1, and Randy Wood will get his 8th from Brett Sutter. Also Crossman helping out. And so we've got a 1-1 tie here in period number 1. And the Penguins feed it back into the Islanders end. Crossman going behind his own net. Whipped it around the boards, and out it comes. Zalapski hauls it in for the Penguins. He'll give it down to Jimmy Johnson. Tied at 1 first period. Zalapski again with the puck. Can't find Bourque, and it's cut off by the Islanders, but it goes by Baumgartner. Right wing, Danny Quinn. Quinn comes into the Islanders end, feed it in front of one, right through the goal mouth, as Bourque was covered nicely by Doug Crossman. Couldn't make his stick free. Bourque now behind the goal, gets it. Comes out, tried to shoot it, deflected over to the left wing corner. Back behind the net to Quinn. He's all alone. Danny's got a day and a half to make a play here. He does, and he centers, but a pass too hard for Recchi, who was covered like a blanket by Brad Lauer of the Islanders. And here on the attack now will be the Islanders shooting the puck off the glass. Recchi looks for the loose biscuit. He goes right wing down to Danny Quinn. Quinn moves in, stops, goes left side, man wide open. Jimmy Johnson now cut off by LaFontaine. Put it in for Recchi. He shoots it. It was blocked by Baumgartner at the very last second. It's an open net. Lauer back one-on-one against Zielinski. Lauer will have a tough job beating him, and he can't do that. LaFontaine look for the loose puck, can't get it. Danny Quinn sails it up in the air, and it goes right back down to the Islander zone. Gary Nyland back to take the puck. Nyland relay it over to LaFontaine. LaFontaine to the Penguins end. Stick handle. Couldn't get it by Hillier. And Jay Caulfield on the ice right now for the Penguins. Loney on the other wing, and Gillen will be the center iceman. And here's Coffey now, racing through traffic, coming to the Islanders in. They backpedal a little bit, give him some room. He shoots it in behind the net, and here's Caulfield after it. Caulfield of the Penguins to Randy Gillen, put it in front. A shot goes in. The Penguins have taken the lead again, 2-1. Randy Gillen gets the goal. Oh, you ain't nothing but a hound dog. It was Randy Gillen shooting the puck. It may have hit something on the way in and deflected by Fitzpatrick, but the Penguins regain the lead.
I thought Loney got his stick on that. Maybe not, but it was a pretty play. Coffey set it up by creating some space and then just dumping it in behind the net. Jay Caulfield went in, dished it off to Randy Gillen. Gillen threw it to the net, and it did hit a stick and go right in on the short side. It hit the stick of the Islander defenseman, Gary Nyland. So Randy Gillen gets the goal to make it 2-1, and the Penguins really have forechecked well against the Islanders. Once they've gotten that puck in deep, they've been able to maintain control of it and make some things happen.
Gillen gets his fourth of the campaign, and the Penguins are on the board again to make it 2-1. Don Maloney of the Islanders looking to make a play. Goes left point to Gary Nyland. The Islander defenseman shoots it up and hit a pad of Brasso, picked up by Hughley McDonough. McDonough behind the net, challenged by Gillen. He goes right side, and a quick wrist shot by McBean will miss the net. McBean's got a good assortment of shots, doesn't he? Highly talented defenseman. And the Los Angeles Kings, of course, wanting the goaltending of Kelly Rudy, felt that McBean was expendable, and the Islanders building for the future picked him up. They're looking really for a replacement on the likes of Dennis Potvin. Here is Cullen now, cruising back into the Islanders here. Cullen of Pittsburgh, looking to make a play. Cullen turns around from the check, and Cullen now leaving to the near corner for Andy McBain. McBain over to Kevin Stevens. Penguins passing those short passes, trying to work the boards and find somebody open, but they can't do it now as the Islanders. Dale Henry goes rink wide to Gerald Diddick. Diddick comes up. He'll wheel it in behind the Penguin net. Gord Deneen back to play the biscuit. He'll move to the left of his own net. Leave the puck for Jimmy Kite. Outlet pass to Stevens and relays it ahead to John Cullen. Cullen skates into the Islanders in. Drop pass in the slot for Stevens, and he is covered on the play. Cullen gets the puck, though. Cullen turns, trying to feed it to the net. He can't do it. It was blocked. The Islanders would have won 3 straight home games, Paul.
Yep.
And they're 5-11-3 here on home ice after a dismal start. Here's LaFontaine. Now a crunching check by Gordon Deneen and Mick Vukoda, and Vukoda is down. They collided head-on like 2 big trucks. And Vukoda never saw Deneen, and I don't know if Deneen ever saw him. We'll be back. 2-1. The Penguins lead on the Penguins Hockey Network. Detroit leads Boston 3-2. So a high-scoring game there. This one's got the makings of one also at the moment. 7:10 left in the first, and the Penguins lead the Islanders 2-1. Pass to the left wing for Bob Airy, who comes to center circle now. Going to the Islanders in. Drop it out to Lemieux in the slot. Mario's trying to go back to the net, and he shoots it right to the goal. And Fitzpatrick made the glove save, knocked it down. Mark a little slow in reacting there, and the Pens trying to get those short passes in around that net as Bob Airy cut for the goal.
And then you see Lemieux again hanging on to the puck that extra couple of seconds until something happens so that he can make a play. He waited and waited and then just threw the puck to the net, and that really caused a problem for Fitzpatrick. He had a little trouble. Oh, yeah, because they're waiting for you to let go of it, and then when you do, it comes in at a different kind of a speed. The way he just threaded it through there, it's difficult to play the puck, and it can get away from you, and Fitzpatrick had to scramble to make sure he got onto that rebound before Bob Airy got it going.
You know what it does also, too, Paul, is that all of a sudden you got to start looking left and right. You got to see who's around, and you got to read maybe 3 players.
Then you take your eye off the puck, and the next thing you know, it's by you.
Here's Crossman, and Lemieux can pick your pocket. And Mario on the left wing point of the Islanders in, feed it in behind the net. Fitzpatrick comes behind the goal. He tried to clear it, couldn't. Robbie Brown gets it, shoots it right over the head of Fitzpatrick, and he ducked on that play. He's a little shaky right now. Into the right wing corner. Here's Robbie Brown. Brown now looking for Bob Airy. Behind the net to Lemieux. Comes out, he might stuff it in. He can't do it. Fitzpatrick got a stick on that. And Crossman now work the right wing boards, and here come the Islanders and Brent Sutter. 2-1 the Penguins lead. Sutter with a big slap shot. That'll miss the Penguin goal. Along the near boards, Robbie Brown left it for Paul Coffey. 3-on-2 develops. Coffey, that low crouch in style, comes into the Islanders end. Leave it for Lemieux, but Brent Sutter back checking effectively. Got to the puck. Good play by Brent Sutter. Right wing pass to Patrick Flatley. And on the left wing to Randy Wood. Wood just dumps it in behind the Penguin net. The Islanders go to a line change, as will the Pens. Pittsburgh 2, the Islanders 1. We're in the first period, 6 minutes left. Robbie Brown dished it off to Danny Quinn. Brown out here an extra extended shift right now. Into the left wing corner, Borkus turned around, and Brad Lauer does deal it back to center over to Pat LaFontaine. Left wing pass to Derek King into the Penguins end. Poke it to the right wing corner, but nobody's there but Jimmy Johnson of Pittsburgh. Finds Zalapski, his partner, and a good lead pass to Bork. Bork coughed it up, though, to Gary Nyland. And the Islanders set up shop in their own zone. Nyland again with possession. He'll find Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine, one of the heroes in the Islanders' 5-4 victory over the New Jersey Devils, coming from behind from a 4-1 deficit, tying the game late and winning in overtime on a Don Maloney goal. And here's Recchi now with the puck in his own territory for the Penguins. Cullen takes it. He goes out to Zalapski. Zalapski into the Islanders in. Cut it back outside the line. This will be an offside call against Pittsburgh as Arley took it back in. 5:13. The scoreboard reads Pittsburgh 2 and the Islanders 1. Back in a moment here on the Penguins Hockey Network. New York Islanders trailing by a goal, and Jeff Norton guns his way back into Penguin ice. John Cullen is right there to get it over to Jimmy Kite. Kite working around the boards. We'll try and give you the Penguin scratches and the Islanders when we get a chance. And it is lifted back into Islander territory. Norton returning. He's out here with Gerald Diddick. Nails again. Now they shoot at the length of the ice, and we have an icing call here against the New York Islanders.
Craig Patrick certainly has to be given a lot of credit for the new look the Penguins have had on their penalty killing. He looked at what he saw in the Calgary and Minnesota games, was not happy, and came back home Monday and made sure that the Penguins worked on the penalty killing, and he got a lot of input from several players, and they kind of got together as a committee and decided how they wanted to change their penalty killing, become more aggressive on it. And Hartford game was such a difficult game to gauge anything, but they did come back, and the Capitals were 0 for 7 on the power play, and they failed in a 5-minute major penalty. They failed in a double minor opportunity because the Penguins did such a great job of killing those penalties.
And they've killed the only one here in this game. That was to the Pens for too many men on the ice, and Hughie McDonough now feeds the puck back into Penguin ice. Gordon Nhl trying to clear the zone, can't do it. Diddick right point, fakes a shot, goes left side to Jeff Norton. Norton shoots it deflected in. The Islanders have planted. Hughie McDonough got the stick on it. We're tied at 2. Well, the Pens could not clear the zone. It came to the right point, and right over to the left side. Norton shot it, and McDonough deflected it in. We're tied at 2.
And the Penguins, Jim Kite cleared one of the Islanders out, but another one was left all alone in front. Dineen getting back to the play late. Norton just wristed it to the net, and McDonough, all alone in front, was able to steer it and just tip it right up into the net past Tom Barrasso.
Hughie McDonough with his 5th goal of the year.
He's been a spark, too, for this team, coming over with Baumgartner from the Los Angeles Kings. Islanders are really hot lately, and won 3 in a row here at home, as we said. 7-2-1 in their last 10. They've got confidence again.
Norton and Diddick will get assist on the goal by McDonough. And here is Diddick again, laying the puck ahead to center to Brent Sutter, left wing to Randy Wood. He cuts in, shoots it on Barrasso, and makes the save. And now comes after Barrasso, and Tommy says something to Randy Wood. We're going to get a penalty coming up here, but it's going to be against the Penguins. I believe it'll be a Pittsburgh penalty. And with 4:02 to go in the period, we'll be back tied at 2 on the Penguins Hockey Network. Randy Wood is going to pick up a 2-minute minor for charging.
Well, Hillier cut him off at the pass. He was able to take the shot, and then he just kept on coming right towards Barrasso. He didn't make any effort to slow down, and players, as we've said many times, just don't have any regard anymore for goaltenders. They'll go right for him, right through them rather, because they know that the net is going to give way once they do, and that's what happened there. Barrasso took exception to it. Fortunately, the Penguins got in between Barrasso and Wood so that Tommy didn't pick up the penalty, and the Penguins were on a power play.
And it'll be their first of the afternoon. The Islanders went 0 for 1 on their first chance. 2-2 the score. Lemieux comes up. He'll find Zalapski into the Islanders into the ring. Zalapski goes in deep left wing corner. Winded around the boards for Danny Quinn. Quinn Couldn't find Robbie Brown, and here's Nyland now. Zigzagging up ice, goes to Lauer, shorthanded, shoots it, and went off a skate and wide of the net. The Penguins have given up a league-leading 9 shorthanded goals. They're on the attack, though, on the power play, and Lemieux wheels his way into the Islanders' end, going to Quinn. Behind the net he goes, trying to stuff it in. He can't do it. Lemieux is right there. He can't poke it in. Brown behind the net comes out, trying to shoot it, does, and get it in. Brown again with a shot. Good save, Fitzpatrick, without a goaltender's stick. And the puck is clear. Mark Fitzpatrick made a great save there on Robbie Brown. Lemieux thought the puck had gone in originally on a Brown shot. Here's Quinn off the right wing to Mario Lemieux. And Lemieux into the right wing corner. Pulls up. Power play is on for the Pens. Brown all over that slot area. Goes left point to Coffey. Round Lemieux. He's right there. His shot, he hit the side of the goal. Mario goes behind the net. He gave it away to Brent Sutter. And Brent Sutter in New York comes quickly to center circle now and deals it up the sideboards and away up into the Penguin zone. 47 to go in the penalty. Randy Wood serving the minor for charging. Penguins again wasting a little time. Back into the aisles in. Fitzpatrick cleared it away from the net, and out it comes. Coffey backpedals all the way to his own zone. Looking for an open man. Finds John Cullen. He misplayed it. Came off Dow Maloney. Cullen got around Maloney in a check. Got around McDonough, too. Skating well as Cullen to the slot. Got a right side pass now. Lemieux trying to give it in front to Stevens, who's hauled down from behind. No penalty called. As Stevens tried to get in, he was tripped from behind, cutting for the net. And Lemieux spotted him out of the corner of his eye, but Stevens never got a chance to shoot it. 2 minutes and 22 seconds left here in the first period. The Penguins and Islanders are tied at 2.
How about Johnny Cullen showing his great stick handling ability, coming up ice, dancing around a couple of Islanders. And then he opened it up and got it over to Lemieux, who had Stevens cutting to the net. The Penguins had some great chances earlier with Robbie Brown getting one in close after Danny Quinn set him up. Brown came back, tried to stuff it in. Lemieux thought that was in. He raised his stick, and then Brown got it back, turned in front, and Fitzpatrick made another save without his stick.
Boy, Robbie had 3 cracks at him. And good goaltending by Mark Fitzpatrick there without the stick.
I like Fitzpatrick. I like the way he plays. He's a stand-up goaltender, and he uses all of his size well, the way he stands in there. And he's going to be a good one, I think.
Here's Zalapsky now, back to handle the puck for the Pens. Flatley took a whack at him with a stick. Penguins down to 9 seconds to go in the power play. Cullen trying to find some open room. Lost the puck to Brent Sutter. Sutter on right wing against Zalapsky. Slap shot. Brasso the save. The rebound. Penalty coming up against the Penguins. Frazier's going to call it against Kevin Stevens for holding. That's kind of ironic, isn't it? Stevens was a guy hauled down prior to that, and now he's going to be sent off here. We'll be back. Pittsburgh 2 on the scoreboard. The Islanders 2.
Pittsburgh penalty
on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Kevin Stevens, 2 minutes for holding.
Stevens on the power play for the Islanders. Stevens goes off for holding at 18:01, and the Islanders have it the rest of the way. And here they are, and the Penguins in. Hilliard trying to clear it out, and it hopped off a stick right up into the seats here at the Nassau County Coliseum.
Al Arbor, talked to him before the game, and we were looking back at the decade of the 80s. Were the Islanders the team of the 80s? Well, he thought they were, because they reeled off 19 straight playoff wins, series wins in the playoffs to win 4 Stanley Cups. 4 consecutive Stanley Cups, and he just felt that they had the best team. Edmonton Oilers fans would argue, but what a great job Al Arbor did with this club, and then to come back last year and replace Terry Simpson in a very tough situation, and he has been trying to work on their mental toughness and get them to do the little things that win games, and obviously here in the last few weeks his work has begun to pay off. The Islanders playing well again.
LaFontaine broke his stick from the face-off in the Penguin zone. The Islanders center iceman has to go to the bench. Collin feeds it ahead, got a man wide open. Here is Gillen chasing him as LaFontaine. Gillen comes in, he shoots, and he missed the net. Unless Fitzpatrick got a piece of it. Boy, LaFontaine went to get that stick, and that's something really I don't know if he should have done. He probably should have waited until the moment came up. He went back to the bench, but the Penguins sprung it free. Here on the right side, Crossman shooting on the Penguin goal, and Barrasso out to make the save, and then grabs and holds on, and now Alan Kerr and Johnson get into it. Alan Kerr and Jimmy Johnson start to hit one another. Barrasso comes over, he takes a whack at Derek King around that goal, and Hilliard jumps on top of Derek King. Well, we've got a 2-2 tie here with 1:15 to go. Barrasso trying to establish himself and get people out of that net, and the Islanders coming strong to that goal.
Alan Kerr, one of the scrappier players in the league, really, and a good checking forward, guy who has the ability at times to score goals, and now getting an opportunity to play on the Islanders power play.
LaFontaine broke his stick and felt that the puck was deep enough into the zone. He went to the bench, but the Penguins got it free in a hurry. John Cullen spotted Randy Gillen, and LaFontaine really was in no man's land. And give him credit, though, for the speed that he has to get back. No, he came from the other side, Paul. He came right in, and he got a piece of that shot. And he had to make a big defensive play, too. Alan Kerr is going off, and so is Derek King, and the Penguins apparently will get penalties also. Gillen's shot just missing the far post. His penalties will be at 18:45. My guess is Barrasso and Johnson for the Pens.
Number 6, Jim Johnson. Number 23, Randy Hillier.
Now, Hillier's going to get it.
Islanders penalty. Number 10, Alan Kerr.
Announce him, will you? Never mind. Here we go back in behind the net. Here's LaFontaine. LaFontaine to the left point for Jeff Norton. And it hopped off his blade. It comes back to center. All men receive minor penalties for roughing. King and Kerr for the Islanders, Hillier and Johnson for the Pens. And Brent Sutter now with command of it. 55 seconds to go. The Islanders have a power play the rest of the way in the period. Tied at 2. Brent Sutter gets it back now. Goes behind the Penguin goal. One arm's in front. Quick shot by LaFontaine. The save is made by Barrasso. Tapped away to the near corner. Flatley sticking right to the net. And grabbing that loose puck will be goaltender Barrasso.
Boy, Barrasso like a cat around that net, Mike, striking out with that stick to poke the puck away after making the first save on LaFontaine. Pat LaFontaine leads this club with 24 goals coming in, 26 goals, pardon me, coming into this game, 10 of them on the power play. And yet he's a minus 18.
And Brent Sutter has the assignment here with Pat Flatley and LaFontaine up front. The point men will be Jeff Norton and Doug Crossman. And the Penguins win the face-off. We're down to 38 seconds to go in the period, and they tap it ahead to center. Lemieux look for it. Penguins have 3 shorthanded goals on the year. The Islanders have given up 7, which is second in the league for the most given up. Flatley now cruising down the near side and comes into the Penguin zone, and we have an offside play called against the New York Islanders. And we're down to 24 seconds left here in the first period.
Pat Flatley has played great hockey for the Islanders. He's making a comeback of sorts, the second leading scorer on this club with 28 points. He's been grinding it out and doing the thing that they require of him, and that is to play that tough game along the boards. He wins a lot of those individual battles. Another former Olympian who played for the Canadian Olympic team and joined this team at the same time that Pat LaFontaine did following the Olympics in '84.
The Islanders put McBean and LaFontaine as the point man now, and they deal it into the Penguins' end with not much time to go in the period, and whacked that by Zalapski in a good strong effort to get it out of his own zone. Fitzpatrick played it away, comes to McBean. We're down to 10 seconds left in the period. All tied at 2. And Crossman now finds open space. Right wing pass intended for Brent Sutter. He's in against Coffey in the Penguin zone. Time runs out though, and the Islanders can't make a play. And that is it, the end of the first period. Well, something else. The Penguins had 2 points in this game, led by a goal, but the Islanders, give them credit, battle back. We played 1. And here at the Nassau County Coliseum, the game is tied. Pittsburgh 2 and the Islanders 2 shortly. And he and McBain and Stevens will be paired up as a unit. And Jimmy Kite and Gordonine back defensively. Pat LaFontaine with Randy Wood and Brad Lauer to begin the period for the Islanders. And Fraser drops the puck, and here we go. And the Penguins have successfully killed 2 penalties in the game so far, tied at 2. Pass comes to Andy McBain. McBain finding John Cullen, and Cullen now steps to the Islander line and shoots to the left wing board. Doug Crossman hauls it in for the Islanders. Wheel it around the far side. Randy Wood trying to get it out. He can't do it. Baumgartner tried. He couldn't do it. Now here's McBain in front of Cullen, and his shot went wide of the net. Off the near boards, picked up quickly and relayed all the way back into Penguin territory. Actually, the shot by McBain came off the boards, and that was the puck that came all the way back to the Penguins' end. The Penguins stymied a bit in their own territory. Jimmy Kite, though, lays it ahead to center to Cullen. Drop pass to Stevens. Kevin Stevens down the near side of the Islander zone. Breaks in deep. He'll go behind the net. Centers it back for Cullen. John got turned around. He lost his stick. That's what happened to him. He didn't have the blade. And the Islanders retreat to center, and it'll be LaFontaine just shooting the puck to the net. Barrasso blocked that, the Penguin goaltender. Dump it back to center, and here is Cullen stepping into Doug Crossman.
And then Crossman whacked Cullen with the stick. He slashed him.
Both going to go.
Yep, Fraser was standing right there. He saw both.
So they'll both be sent off here.
Cullen will get it for pushing the glove into the face of Crossman after he threw a pretty nice body check against him into the glass. And Crossman will get a slashing minor, I would think.
So there'll be coincidental minors, and they'll both be sent off here. Will not affect the play on the ice.
Pittsburgh penalty number 11, John Cullen, 2 minutes for roughing. Islanders penalty number 3, Doug Crossman, 2 minutes for slashing. Time of the penalties 1:01. Cullen of the Penguins, 2 roughing. Crossman of the Islanders.
Roughing to Cullen and a slashing minor to Doug Crossman. And here are the Islanders now steering the puck into the Penguin zone. Barrasso working off the glass around the far side. Penguins come out. They might have a chance here. Here's Coffey running into Lemieux, but it comes back to Coffey. Right side. Has some room. Comes down. And slap shot on the save is made by Fitzpatrick. The rebound. Barberi could not get to it. Diddick now tied him up. Lemieux gets the puck in the slot to Hillier, and he shoots it, and that went off the body of Fitzpatrick. Lemieux again with that puck. Lemieux looking to play it to an open man. He can't do it. He's turned around. Robbie Brown in, digging like a coal miner, trying to work it free. Gets it to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux turning away from a Brent Sutter check. Nice skating by Lemieux. Stick handling. Looking for a man, and he tried to go to Coffey in a strong little drop pass. The Islanders break up that play. Flatley and Henry on either side here for Brent Sutter. Penguins again with command of it, and here's Barberi, the off wing right side of the Islanders zone. Got a step on Flatley. He'll go in deep on the play. Looks in front for Robbie Brown. Centers it, but Dale Henry read the attack, and he feeds it back the other way to Pat Flatley. One-on-one against Randy Hillier. Flatley comes down the right wing board, stops, turns, feeding left side. Good pass, man cutting to the net. Island slap shot, and Barrasso the save down low in the crouch. Robbie Brown trying to get that puck out. Can't do it. Here's Flatley again with a possession. Left wing point. Off to Nyland. Nyland trying to shoot it, and it's deflected. Come off the left wing, and he shoots it back wide of the goal. Right side to Flatley. Fires it right on, and Barberi got an ankle in front of that shot. Picked off by the Islanders, and they rip it in behind the Penguin net. Digging forward is Dale Henry. Henry left it up the near boards, and he gets his own pass back now, giving it to Flatley. A shot, and a good save there by Barrasso on Pat Flatley. Coffey trying to get it out, can't do it. McBean with that big wrist shot. Boy, can he fire that puck on the wrist shot, McBean. Picked up by the Islanders again. They're on the attack, and they're pressing against the Penguins here now.
They're really
center point, McBean shooting, and that'll miss the net. Coffey trying to get it out and ice the puck if he can, and he does. Boy, the Islanders with a good, hard attack against the Penguins, and will break. The scoreboard reads Pittsburgh 2, the Islanders 2. And we'll be back to the Nassau County Coliseum in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network. Mike Mesner, John Segursky, and John Placio wanted to say a Merry Christmas to the folks back in Pittsburgh. They're traveling here. They saw the Philly-New Jersey game last night. They see this game tonight. They're going to go to New Jersey and watch the Devils play tonight. They're on an extended holiday vacation watching hockey. Here is Danny Quinn. Left wing pass over to Mark Recchi. Recchi flips it away to the Islanders in. It'll come off now. Fitzpatrick looks for the puck, and he has it. Send it back to the neutral zone. And this is going to be whistled down here. We're going to get an intentional offside against the Penguins. They're going to bring it back into Penguin territory.
And the big All-Star weekend is only a few weeks away now, and fans can get tickets to the Heroes of Hockey and NHL All-Star practices scheduled for Saturday, January 20th, beginning at 9 o'clock. Tickets are $5, and all seats are general admission. And tickets are available at all choice seat outlets from December 27th through January 19th. Free discount coupons will be available at all participating JCPenney stores, redeemable for $1 off the ticket price. So you can get those tickets for $4 through JCPenney's, and we had a great day. We'll be able to watch all the all-time greats and also the current All-Stars practicing. Big day on Saturday, January 20th.
Pat LaFontaine to Ken Baumgartner of the Islanders. Wrist one to the net. That's stopped by Barrasso. Alan Kerr turns and shoots it off target. Bill Bork of the Penguins trying to get to it. He flipped it in behind the net to Zarley Zalapski in a hurry now. Worked it around, but not out. Baumgartner shoots it right back towards the goal, and that missed. Jimmy Johnson and Derek King whacking each other with his sticks in front of the net. Along the near wing, Penguin ice, and the Islanders have had the better of the play so far in the second period. Jimmy Johnson trying to get out, and he can't do it. A hard check on him by Derek King, who put the shoulder into it. Islanders LaFontaine put it in front for Curry. Trying to pull the trigger, and Bork made a good defensive play to come diving back and knock it off his stick before he could shoot it. Alan Kerr in the near corner. Jimmy Johnson sends him against the glass. But the Islanders keep the pressure on. Bill Bork turns, finally has the puck, and he passes up the right wing boards deep into the Islanders zone. Fitzpatrick again stops the play. Left wing to Derek King. Off now to Ken Baumgartner with that hair out of the back of the helmet. Jake Caulfield just stepped on Gillen's line, and the Penguins look for the loose puck. Gillen's got it right side of Coffey, and it's offside against the Pens. Coffey ahead on the right wing when the pass and the puck came in. The shots right now, the Islanders was 17, the Penguins was 16 in the game.
Islanders are doing a good job of getting the defenseman up and pinching keeping play alive in the Penguins' end. Once they've been able to establish that control of the puck and deep in the Penguins' end, they've done a good job of maintaining control and by getting those defensemen up and just pinching down the boards, keeping play alive. And the Penguins got a good defensive play a moment ago from Phil Bourque, coming back and picking a pass off, knocking it away from Alan Kerr, who was open for a moment in front of the Penguins' net.
Here's McDonough. He is flanked by Hillier. A penalty coming up, an elbowing call against Randy Hillier for hitting Hubie McDonough coming into the zone, and the Islanders will go back to the power play. Their third chance of the afternoon, and Bucota now on Coffey push and shove. And let's see what transpires here. Apparently nothing. The Islanders will be wise to back off because they've got a power play coming up. Hillier is going to be gone, and we're tied at 2 in the second period on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Randy Hillier goes off for elbowing at 4:30, and the Islanders have a chance on the power play.
And the faceoff will be in the Penguins' end. Top of the circle to the right of Tom Barrasso. On the left wing side of the Penguins' end, LaFontaine with Brad Lauer and Brent Sutter. The point that'll be Crossman and Jeff Norton. And the puck worked by Pittsburgh back to the neutral ice area. Norton backpedals into his own end, the Islander defenseman. He'll set up behind his own goal. And a left wing pass for Brent Sutter. The Penguin penalty killers beginning are Andy McBain and John Cullen with Kite and Deneen back.
This is a penalty killing system, Mike, in the defensive zone of the team on the power play. This reminds me of when Bob Berry and Jimmy Roberts were here.
LaFontaine pulled down by Deneen as he cut to the net. The Penguins are going to be shorthanded by 2 men as Deneen got the stick right into it. They pull the goaltender. The extra attacker is Derek King. They've got 2 extra attackers on now. Left side, Norton around the net, picked off by Jimmy Kite. The Penguin defenseman, but Gord Deneen, a hooking call. And Pittsburgh's going to be shorthanded by 2 men for a long time. A minute 22 left on Hillier's penalty, and the Pens are in a little trouble right now. 5:08 the time of this penalty. Hooking the call against Deneen.
Gord Deneen, 2 minutes for hooking. Time of the penalty is 5:08.
Could have been high sticking too, so not much question about the penalty, and the Penguins are shorthanded by 2 men. Now Lemieux will be the lone forward out, I believe, here with Jimmy Johnson. And is it going to be Jim Kite or Zalapski? I think it would be Zalapski. Yeah, it'll be Zalapski staying on. Cullen and Kite come off.
LaFontaine is so dangerous all over the ice. No matter where he is, he can make things happen. And he was actually behind Deneen. Deneen did, in a sense, have position on him, but just with that great speed that he has, he was able to turn around Deneen and get the jump on him after taking the pass, and Deneen had to haul him down.
Oh, Lemieux went a big face off there, and he deals it all the way to the Islanders there. Let's see how long it takes the Islanders to get back in and get a shot, because Lemieux won that face off. Here's LaFontaine now coming through traffic. 5-on-3 advantage. LaFontaine to the right side to Derek King, back to LaFontaine. Center point pass to Jeff Norton of the Islanders. Swings over to the left side. He's open all alone. Got room around the net to Crossman. Crossman trying to feed it in front. It hit a Penguin. Coming over to Derek King. King avoided a check by Lemieux. 2-2 the score. Norton center point. Doesn't shoot it. Left side to LaFontaine. Fakes a shot. Still holds it. Feed it over to the right side for Derek King. 45 in the penalty. Now a first shot on Barrasso, and it was deflected on the way in. The Islanders still haven't got a shot on it, I don't believe. And it goes back to center. Remember, from that face-off, Lemieux won. It was with a minute 22 to go on the 2-man advantage. Here's LaFontaine coming down. Drop pass to Crossman. Crossman now. Near corner. Behind the net to LaFontaine. Looks out. He's got Norton wide open. His shot scored. Well, it took only 1 shot, but they did get it. And they cash in on a 2-man advantage and take the lead 3-2. The Islanders 3, the Penguins 2. Jeff Norton, I believe, will get the goal.
And if he does, it will only be his 2nd goal of the year. And both of them would be power play goals. He really had a lot of room and time to get that shot off, but he actually didn't waste any time. He took it in a hurry. LaFontaine dished it out to him, and he drilled it past Barrasso on the glove side.
Well, you know what kills you here, because the penalty, the first one to Hillier, was almost over, but now there's still a minute 4 to go on the penalty to Deneen. His penalty was almost within range of being knocked off the board, but it's not going to happen. And now Deneen has a minute and 4 to go in his, so the Islanders get a power play goal, and they lead 3-2 for the first time this afternoon.
Barrasso was just talking to himself for a moment and moving his glove around and maybe thinking about what he wanted to do and kind of recording that one up in his head just next time it happens.
Derek King trying to get around Coffey. He is up in it. And here's Hillier with that puck. He'll flip it up ahead, and Danny Quinn bounces it up into the Islanders zone. Fitzpatrick will take it. Moving around the left side over to Danny Quinn. Quinn of the pass to Coffey. 45 seconds to go in the penalty. Crossman circles in his own end. Will find LaFontaine. And LaFontaine with speed now to the Penguin zone. Left side finds a man. It's Kerr shooting to start. And a power play goal for the Islanders. They get another one. Alan Kerr gets the goal from the slot area. And the Islanders, just like that, lead 4-2. 6:38. 2 goals, 34 seconds apart by the New York Islanders. And boy, do they capitalize.
That's Alan Kerr's 8th goal of the year, and you see the wrist shot that he can take. He can let it go. And it found its way through a bunch of legs. I don't know if LaFontaine got a stick on that or not, but it was,
he might have.
It was a shot that really came through a lot of traffic. Danny Quinn was there, and Kerr took the shot. It appeared to hit LaFontaine's skate and go past Tom Barrasso, but it may have gone in anyway. I don't think Tommy could see that puck at all. He was off to the right of the net, and Kerr took it so quickly that Barrasso had a tough time reacting to it, even if it did hit the skate, whether it would have or not.
Well, just like that, the Islanders strike for 2 goals. Both power play goals, 34 seconds apart, and the Penguins, who were in trouble after the penalty to Hillier and the one to Nyn, paid dearly for both penalties. Here's Huey McDonough, and he'll wrist it up deep into the Penguins' end. Kerr will get credit for the goal. Off the far side, left point, Nyland shoots one, and he missed the net. The Islanders again poke it in behind the Penguin goal. And going for it in the near corner, John Cullen in his own territory, trying to find Stevens. He is crunched on a heavy check. McBain now giving the puck to Cullen. He's into Islander ice. Down the right wing, comes in against Nyland, carries it behind the net. Rubbed hard against the glass by Nyland. Here's Stevens put it in front for McBain, and he couldn't deflect it home. Now Zalapski looking behind the goal for Andy McBain. McBain can't get to it. It comes around the right wing to Mick Bucota. Bucota to McDonough. McDonough moves in. Pass left side. Now will come in the slot to Bucota, and he overskates. The Penguins turn to go the other way. They might be a little tired right now. Here's Cullen going to the Islander line. Comes in with a shot blocked by Norton. Falls down. He's out of the action. Remember, the line's dead tired. The Islanders call for a line change themselves. 12:10 to go in the period. The Islanders 4, the Penguins 2. Coffey look for Lemieux, and he's got a breaking Bob Erie on the left wing. Lemieux gets it to him. He cuts for the net. Bob Erie had a roll off his stick. He gets it behind the goal now. Erie looking for someone to pass to. Still skating with that puck. Off to Coffey. Coffey on the right wing. Breaks in deep. Looks in front of the net, but he's hammered on a check. And the puck bounces free back to center.
Good check by Brent Sutter, and Coffey had Lemieux open. He just could not get the puck to him.
The Islanders with a 4-2 lead. And a lead pass intended for Lemieux goes all the way to the Islander net. Fitzpatrick turns it over to Brent Sutter. Sutter's pass broken up with the Penguins. Here's Robbie Brown. Brown trying to make a little dish pass off to Lemieux. He can't do it. Poked away to the far boys. Flatley now gathers it in for the Islanders, and Pat Flatley wheels it right wing for Sutter, who appears to be tired. I think the Islanders want to make a change also. Coffey's intended lead pass for Lemieux, cut off by the Islanders. Brent Sutter still out here. And Sutter shoots it up to the Penguin stripe. Up for Randy Wood. Broken up neatly by Phil Bourque, and here come the Penguins. Back on the move on the right side. Bourque and Brown now with Lemieux. Drop pass to Lemieux in front. He's trying to get the puck over to an open man. Can't do it. Robbie Brown, penalty coming up against the Islanders. Robbie Brown turned around. He's decked on the play. Let's see what the call is here from Kerry Fraser. We'll be back in a moment. The Islanders will be shorthanded. That's the important thing for the Pens right now, to try and get back on the board. 4-2 New York on the Penguins Hockey Network. Well, Lemieux trying to feed it in front of the net, but Baumgartner hauled down Phil Bourque in behind the Islander goal.
This is a case where Phil Bourque's speed and his desire to go to the net forced Baumgartner to make a mistake. Bourque had just stepped on the ice. He was fresh, and he was flying down that wing.
The Islanders with 2 power play goals in the second period, taking the lead for the first time in the game, and they win the faceoff from their own end. And an important one there for the Islanders. Crossman dish it up down the boards and behind the Penguin net. And Paul Coffey will corral the puck. Look for Zalapski off to Lemieux. Back on the right wing to Kevin Stevens into the Islanders' end. Drop pass now to Quinn. Danny Quinn, right point pass to Zalapski. Couldn't hold it. And the Penguins have to chase back to center to get it. Dan Quinn again with possession. Up to Coffey on left wing. Shoots it around the boards. Fitzpatrick couldn't cut it off. It goes around the right side. Here is Zalapski decked by Nyland and flattened on the play. No penalty called there. And it's lifted back down in the Penguin zone. Coffey going back to corral the puck. Coffey's lead pass over to Mario Lemieux. Lemieux giving that Puck over to Zalapski. Right wing pass to Stevens. He'll now pass it off to Quinn, who breaks into the slot. Drop pass Coffey, left side, moves in, doesn't shoot it. Back to the point, and it's too far by Zalapski. And we're down to 59 seconds to go on the Baumgartner penalty. I don't think the Penguins have a shot on goal yet here in this power play. Lemieux wristed in behind the net. Fitzpatrick cut it off. The Islander goaltender up to Brent Sutter. Sutter trying to overpower Robbie Brown, and he makes a good play to get it out.
One of the big factors on this power play so far, the penalty killing effort, the Islanders doing a good job of shutting off the boards on the Penguins. That's where they're trying to make it start, and it's not working out.
Cullen off the right wing boards, can't handle the puck, and the Islanders cruise back in slow motion. Brant Lauer, he just flips it towards the Penguin goal, and Barrasso will deflect that aside over to Paul Coffey. 26 seconds to go. The Pens have yet to register a shot on goal here. McDonough putting pressure on Paul Coffey. Coffey, though, will find John Cullen. Coffey's dead tired coming up ice. It goes to Lemieux down the near wing. Lemieux trying to pull it in. He's bumping the play by Don Maloney, and the Islanders whack it around the boards, but not out. Hillier takes the right point. Hillier shoots it to the net. Fitzpatrick with that blocking glove knocks it down. Lead pass to McDonough. It's an onside play. 2 seconds left in the penalty, and Hillier knocks down Hubie McDonough. Play will continue. The Penguins have it. Lemieux, an extended shift here. And the pass comes to Robbie Brown, right wing. Back to Lemieux. A slap shot, and they missed the goal. Off to the left point. Gathered in by McDonough. Lead a pass up to Don Maloney of the Islanders. Back to Kerr. Kerr now into the Penguins in, and he is flattened by Jimmy Johnson. With the puck will be Hillier. Left wing to Lemieux, and Lemieux again starts the rush into the Islanders in. Lemieux to Robbie Brown. Back in front of Cullen. He shoots and scores. John Cullen gets the Penguins back within one. Oh, great balls of fire. Lemieux and Brown were out there forever, and Lemieux somehow found enough strength to make the play, and Cullen cashes in with a goal. I don't know how he did it. He looked to me like he was going to run out of gas.
I was watching Lemieux the whole time, and what he was doing was just pacing himself and trying to use as little energy as possible to get himself back to the red line and get a position. Now, he was hanging high, and fortunately for the Penguins and for Mario and everybody else, he was able to take a lead pass. The Penguins were able to gain possession of the puck in their own zone. But as soon as Lemieux got it, he exchanged a pass with Robbie Brown to Cullen, and in the net it went. Good playmaking, and then Lemieux just seemed intent on staying out there. It almost seemed as though he felt he was going to make something happen. He didn't want to get off the ice.
Lemieux came down the left wing side inside the blue line, found Brown in the slot, and he found Cullen racing down the left wing circle side. Gave him the puck, and he flipped it in. We've got a penalty coming up here, and who's it going to be against the Penguins? Again, an elbowing call. Jay Caulfield will take the penalty. Boy, the Pens had just cut the lead to 1, and they're going to be shorthanded again. We'll be back in a moment. The Islanders 4, the Penguins 3 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Jay Caulfield is so tall and big, and it just seems as though even when he's just trying to throw a check, he ends up getting penalties, and he got a high sticking penalty there. And I've seen him try to throw the shoulder at times, and that elbow will come up and catch guys. He just got the stick up, and not a good penalty there, and the Islanders certainly have gained a lot of confidence on their power play lately in this game.
Well, we've got a 4-3 game right now with 8:05 to go in the second period. The Islanders have scored twice with a man advantage. Mark Recchi, though, shorthanded to the Islander zone. Recchi looking for Andy McBain. Can't get it to him, and here's Johnson ramming now on Kerr with a hard check. And it goes right back into the Islanders in. Chasing back to get the puck will be Crossman. Right wing pass to Kerr. Now to Jeff Norton. Norton moves up to the Penguin line, and he lost the puck. Here's Recchi maybe with a chance against LaFontaine. He breaks in. LaFontaine, but Recchi's still on the goal. He shoots and scores! What a great goal by Mark Recchi! And the Penguins have tied the game at 4. Oh, hallelujah, Hollywood! What a move by Recchi, and he did it all himself. But LaFontaine all over him, and he still got it free and beats Fitzpatrick, and the Penguins tied on a short-handed goal. Oh, goodness gracious! What a play by Mark Recchi!
Tremendous play, and you know, Ken Hitchcock, his old coach at Kamloops, said that Mark Recchi was the best penalty killer in the Western Hockey League. Thinks he's a tremendous penalty killer. He loves to kill penalties. And that time he turned penalty killing into a little offense with wheeling around LaFontaine, and talking about going to the net, Mike. He almost went in himself. He went right to the goal mouth with that puck and put it in.
Mark Recchi was one of the great individual efforts we've seen all year. And he beats the Islanders on a shorthanded goal. The Islanders 8 they've allowed. And the Penguins have tied it. Recchi unassisted. He took it away, I believe, from Doug Crossman. Now Crossman to the right wing boards. Penguins in. So you answer that penalty, and the Islanders do not score in a power play at least yet. And Recchi gets a shorthanded goal. Jimmy Kite bouncing LaFontaine around. Derek King with it. 4-4 the score. We still have 7 minutes left in the second period. And here's King trying to get into the zone, and the slider, he can't do it. The Penguins break it up. We'll talk about a big goal that'll turn a game around for you. One like that by Recchi might very well do that.
Plus, it'll lift the bench. I mean, everybody was just clapping and cheering when Recchi made that great play, and that'll make a big difference in terms of the Penguins spirit in this game right now.
And especially after the Islanders scored on a two-man advantage and then coming right back to score on the next penalty to Dunedin. Here's Sutter, though, to the Penguins end. Left side pass to Crossman. Broken up again by the Penguins. And it'll be Gillen and Stevens. Now Stevens stays on. Gillen comes off, and the Penguins put a new forward out. It'll be John Cullen. 20 seconds to go in the Caulfield penalty. This is the Islanders' 5th power play chance of the afternoon. And the game is tied at 4. Brent Sutter trying to find some room. Brent Sutter through the alley now, coming to the Penguin line, carrying the puck well. Left point pass over to Nyland. Nyland turns it over near side. And the Penguins crunching Wayne McBean with a check, and Stevens sent him flying to the glass. Penguins again clear. Brent Sutter. And he dumps it away to the Penguin far side. Caulfield comes on. And the penalty has expired to him, and the Penguins have killed the penalty. Less than 6 to go in the period. Here is Kevin Stevens. Right wing pass over to Robbie Brown. Into the Islanders end. Drop pass to Cullen. Pulls the trigger. Where'd it go? It hit McDonough. McDonough tried to clear the zone. Couldn't do it, but Nyland will. Nyland's pass up to the Penguin line. Cut off by Zarley Zalapski. Zalapski looks for a breaking Robbie Brown. Brown gets the puck, but now over to Lemieux. He got around McBean. Lemieux comes in, makes a little move, and he's cut off of the pass by Gary Nyland. Penguins won't let him get it out. Here on the right side, Lemieux trying to tee it up, and he can't shoot it. Nyland got a piece of it, and Fitzpatrick got a handle on it. Scoreboard reads Pittsburgh 4, the Islanders 4.
Mark Recchi took advantage of a mistake by the Islanders, cashed in, and the Pittsburgh bench went crazy after Recchi made a tremendous individual effort to just barge right into that goal crease and beat Fitzpatrick.
So the game tied at 4 with 5:23 to go in the second period. Brent Sutter, certainly been an entertaining game to say the least. Randy Wood on the left side shot, and that's stopped by Barrasso. Here's Hilliard, decked by Flatley, trying to get himself back up. Flatley's after the loose puck. Right side of Randy Wood, shoots and scores! Randy Wood makes it 5-4 Islanders. And it all came from Pat Flatley flattening Randy Hilliard. And the Pens never did recover. Now 5-4 Islanders. Wood right from 30 feet away.
Wood took the shot. Barrasso made the save. Hilliard got the rebound. He was handling that puck, ragging it in front, and Flatley just knocked him down, knocked him off the puck, found Randy Wood at the top of the circle, and he cranked it past Tom Barrasso. Barrasso did not, apparently, I'm not sure that Barrasso was reading that play all the way, knowing that Randy Wood was over there. He was looking around, and it took him an extra second to get over and realize where Wood was. He had to look around the Penguin defenseman, and by the time he found Wood, the puck was already going by his skates into the net.
So the Islanders regain the lead. 5-4 New York. What a game this is turning out to be. Recchi on right wing, going to Quinn. Islanders in, put it in front for Bork. He shoots and scores, and we're tied at 5. Phil Bork evens it up. Oh, stop the press. This one's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Phil Bork has just scored for the Penguins to tie the game at 5 as the public address announcer announces the Islanders' 5th goal. Hold on, partner. You got to stop the press, man. We got another one to do. 15:05 the time.
And Recchi, again, a big part of the play. He gave it to Quinn. He went to the net. Quinn found Bork cutting to the goal. A perfect little saucer pass. And Bork got there and was able to somehow deflect that puck into the net as he was going to the goal. Phil Bork goes to the net with the best of them. How did he score that goal? He was tied up as he was going back there, too. He had a defenseman draped all over him.
Page 2.
It wasn't a defenseman. It was Hubie McDonough who had him tied up.
We're on page 2 now, tied at 5. And you don't hold your breath. The PA announcer might announce another goal here. Here's Flatley. It'll be Bork's. And here's Lemieux coming back before he ever gets a chance to announce it. Lemieux now looking for coffee. It comes to Robbie Brown. Brown dumps it over to the right wing corner. Bob Erie comes in. He'll bang Jeff Norton with a solid shoulder check. Tied at 5 here. And will they freeze it? No, they make him work hard. To the right side, it will be Hilliard. Leaving it behind the net. Here's Lemieux stepping in front. He had Bob Erie there, but he can't get his stick free. And Pat Flatley counterattacks for the New York Islanders. We are in a 5-5 tie here in period number 2. It comes off the left wing side. Well, the Pens certainly can get into these, are used to being in some of these shootouts. They are among the higher scoring teams in the league, are the Penguins. They are amongst, I should say. And here is the puck lifted back to center. Zalapski looking for Stevens on the right wing. Cuts in against Nyland, trying to get a step on him. Turns with a nice little move. Pulls back, feed it in front, but McBean read the play well. And Wayne McBean with 3 Penguins back. 3-on-2 develops here. McBean glides his way to the Penguins into Pat LaFontaine. McBean is after him. Flipped up over the head of Barrasso. And the Penguins' Mario Lemieux seeing some extended ice time here this afternoon. Lemieux now weave his way to the Islanders end. He'll come down that right side. Tied at 5. Lemieux shoots it. Now, I think he might have been trying to pass it. It comes off to Stevens. Stevens can't put it in front. And the Islanders take command of it. Lead pass with 3:22 to go. Finally tried to headman it to LaFontaine. Cut off by Zalapski. Gave it away to Derek King. Islanders quickly back. Penguins in. Moves across. He got it to Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine one arms it in front. Oh, he's a brilliant skater. And stick handler LaFontaine shot off the side of the Penguin goal. And controlled down by Jimmy Johnson. He laid it right to center. And with that quick move with the hands is John Cullen to steal it away from the Islanders. Don Maloney. Cullen comes in. He shoots it. That missed. Here's McBain behind the net. He centers for Cullen. He's there. A shot. He missed the goal by just inches. Now LaFontaine tapped it up the boards. And the Islanders come back 2-on-1. Left side, Maloney fakes a shot. Shoots it on Barrasso. The save made. Trying to recover to get it out of the zone is Jimmy Johnson, but he can't do it. Down Maloney. It's all skate time here in the second. It's wide open hockey. Along the near boards. Here's Brad Lauer trying to put it in front. Can't do it. And the Penguins gather it in. And here's John Cullen breaking McBain's open. Oh, Cullen with a great move to get around Lauer. He's really stick handling beautifully. Drop pass. Zalapski got to shoot it. He does. And he let it go. Now the rebound. McBain shoots. Fitzpatrick just got a piece of that. And the net becomes dislodged. Or a high stick on it. Boy, the Pens came that close to scoring. Zalapski had, I think, the best of the shots right there, but he just hesitated to get rid of it. He might have had a great opportunity.
Might have been better off wristing it.
Tied at 5 in the second on the Penguins Hockey Network. Along with Paul Steigerwald, Mike Lang here at the Nassau County Coliseum when the Penguins and Islanders are tied at 5 here in the second period. And Gerald Diddick still out of town in Boston. Detroit leads Boston 3-2 in the second. The last score we had there. And the Islanders are offside as they come into the Penguins end. They had a man preceding the puck into the zone, and that necessitates the offside play. Los Angeles leads the NHL in goals scored per game at 4.60. Calgary at 4.14. Toronto at 4.08. And Edmonton at 4.06. The Pens still scored at a pretty good rate, but New Jersey actually has scored more goals than the Penguins per game this year in the Patrick. And here's Jimmy Kite now with 2:05 to go in the period. Up the left wing to Phil Bourque. Bourque moves into the Islanders' end. He's got some room. He leaves it for Gordon Dineen. Dineen pulls up, breaks on, shooter to the net. That's stopped by Fitzpatrick. Mark Recchi takes over. Behind the net going to Danny Quinn. He tried to center in front. It came off Fitzpatrick, and we're going to stop and play. Scoreboard reads Pittsburgh 5 and the Islanders 5. And we'll be back here to the Nassau County Coliseum in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network. Action here at the Nassau County Coliseum with the Penguins and New York Islanders who were tied at 2 in the first period. Now we're all knotted up at 5. We've got a penalty coming up here against the New York Islanders. An elbowing call against Alan Kerr. And the Penguins will have a power play opportunity here. Their third of the afternoon. The Islanders are 2 for 5. The Penguins 0 for 2. And it'll be Alan Kerr, the guilty party.
And Ed Hopkins of Pittsburgh has an opportunity to win a $100 bill in our Stroh's power play contest.
Alan Kerr, 2 minutes for elbowing. The penalty is 18.
Recchi's still reacting to that elbow, trying to shake it off. He's seeing stars. Good forechecking by the line of Andrew McBain, John Cullen, and Kevin Stevens in this game. In fact, we've seen good forechecking from both of the Penguin lines. Bourque, Quinn also in there doing a good job of it. I'll tell you, it's a difference. The combinations Craig Patrick has come up with are showing us some things that the Penguins haven't shown in a long time, and that's that ability to get the puck in deep and make things happen on a forechecking.
Zalapski on the right wing on the power play, shoots it in off the boards. It'll come to the near side for Mario Lemieux of Pittsburgh. Left point pass to Coffey. Will he shoot it? Yes, he does, and it hits a stick. Caroms to the right wing corner at Nyland against Quinn, and he overpowered him, but he couldn't get it out. Now on the right side, it's Robbie Brown. Brown to Zalapski, center point. Darley feed it over to Brown around the net, going to Quinn. Lemieux cuts in. Quinn goes back center point to Zalapski, near side to Paul Coffey. He's got to hurry it back now, and it's off the stick and back to center. 50 seconds to go in the period. We'll go by that clock. The Penguins will have a power play the rest of the way. We've got a 5-5 tie here at New York. Here's Robbie Brown with some room. Down the right side of the Islanders into Quinn. Off the left wing boards to Coffey into the near corner for Mario Lemieux. He just kind of takes that puck in, holds it. Now near boards, center point to Coffey, back to Lemieux. Shoots it hard, save, rebound. Quinn can't put it in. It just went wide. Danny Quinn fell out of one of the Islanders. It's Zalapski now to Coffey. 25 to go in the period. Coffey sets up shot. Left side of Lemieux. Lemieux back to Coffey. Fires it. Lauer blocked it. Then still have it. 18 to go in the period. Zalapski shoots one. Hit his own man Quinn. Brown on the rebound. Couldn't get it. Lemieux will get it now near corner. Mario Lemieux of the Penguins working against Crossman. Center point. Coffey shoots it. Off Fitzpatrick's stick. 9 seconds left in the period. The Islanders clear. Penguins will not score in this second period. They'll have a power play when we begin the third. And that'll do it. What a wild hockey game, to say the least, here in New York this afternoon. We have played 40 minutes and a lot more to go. The scoreboard reads the Penguins 5 and the Islanders 5 right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. Make it 4-2. The Islanders scored in a 2-man advantage on Norton's goal. That one at 6:38 and Norton on LaFontaine. Then coming back for the Penguins at 11:31 from Mario Lemieux and Robbie Brown, his 13th of the year. Mark Recchi, a big shorthanded goal for the Penguins to get them back into a tie, unassisted at 12:22 of the period. And then Randy Wood scoring for the Islanders at 14:49, his 9th on a power play from Flatley. I don't think that was a power play goal on that goal. In fact, it was not. It was not a power play goal. And then Bork, his 10th at 15:05 from Danny Quinn and Mark Recchi. And we've got a 5-5 score. The shots on goal, the Penguins outshot the Islanders 11-8 in the second period, and have outshot New York now 25-22 in the game. Paul Steigerwald is standing by with the big guy, the big train. Kevin Stevens is downstairs, and let's join them right now.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Kevin Stevens is here, and Kevin, a wild second period to say the least. I guess when you get into a game like that, you just have to keep going because you never know. You get down by 2 goals, you come back in a hurry, which is exactly what you did.
Yeah, that was important for us to come back there. It was 4-2, and we needed a big lift, and we got that when Mark Recchi tied the game up. It was an unbelievable goal. And, you know, that's the type of game I think this is going to be in the third period. It should be interesting.
You said that was a big lift, and you know, you see Recchi make a play like you see a guy make an individual play like that. What's it do on the bench?
Yeah, that gives everybody a lift. We needed something like that. That was an amazing goal, a great rush for Mark, and you know he's really starting to play well for us. And I think everybody, when they seen him do that, it just lifted everybody on the bench, and I think we'll have a good third period here.
Kevin, I want to ask you about your recent switch from Mario Lemieux's line back to Johnny Cullen's line, because when Craig Patrick got here, you were already put on Lemieux's right wing, and he kind of let you stay there for a while. But are you happy to be back playing your natural position, which is the left side?
Yeah, I think so. I like to play the left wing. It's a little bit easier there, and you know, playing with Mario is always an honor to play with him. But I'm back on the left side with Cully and Andrew McBain, so it's working out pretty well, and the other line seems to be jumping pretty well. So hopefully this will pan out for us, and we can just go from there.
Do you like the mix right now that Craig has in terms of the line combinations? It seems like the forechecking has picked up dramatically here in the last few games.
Yeah, I think so. I think he's got the lines going pretty well. I think he's got all 4 lines going pretty well. It doesn't seem like he's using 1 or 2. He's using 1, 2, 3, 4 almost all the time, and that's big for a team like us because it keeps everybody in the game, and everybody seems to be jumping on the bench. So when you get something going like that, you know, that's to our advantage.
You lead the team in terms of power play goals, Kevin, and I've noticed after the morning meetings you've had, Craig Patrick has a meeting after the morning skate, and then you guys have your own little power play meeting. How's that been working for you?
It's been working great. You know, we got some pretty good leaders on that power play with Mario and Paul Coffey, and those guys been around, and they know what they want to do, and they kind of instruct us what to do. So it works out well when you got leaders like Koff and Mario out there. And Koff's been a lot of pretty good power plays. It's a pretty good hockey team, so he gives good leadership to all of us.
I want to ask you one more question before you go. What do you want for Christmas?
I guess I get it. I'm going home. That's the biggest thing. I'm going home to Boston for a couple of days to see my family and friends, so it should be a lot of fun. I just can't hope we can get 2 points out of this and get home.
Okay, Kevin. Happy holidays to you and your family.
Thank you very much.
Kevin Stevens of the Penguins has been our guest, and we'll return to the Nassau County Coliseum in just a moment, where it's tied at 5 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Flowers are springing.
How much? Well, that's now in your car. Place a KBL bumper sticker available at participating Farmore stores on your car, and you'll have a chance to receive a $25 gift certificate from Farmore and dinner for 2 at a premium Pittsburgh restaurant. 3 license plate numbers displaying this bumper sticker will be selected and showing during each Penguin game, broadcast right here on KBL. And if you see your license plate number, send a copy of your registration to Farmore in your face license plate contest in care of KBL Entertainment Network, 294 West Steuben Street in Pittsburgh, 15205. And now this game's contest winners are, and the license plates winners are, KMG 150, BFW 396, and what's that one? YH50823. If this is your license plate number, send in a copy of your registration card to claim your prize. And kids between the ages of 6 and 14 can sign up at any participating Pizza Hut for the Pizza Hut Children's Hat Trick Challenge. That'll be held between the first and second periods of each Penguin home game. The Contestant will have an opportunity to shoot 3 pucks at an empty net to win soft drinks and pizzas for all fans in attendance. And any contestant who puts all 3 pucks in the net is eligible for a trip to the playoffs. Register for your chance at center ice during the next Penguins home game at Pizza Hut restaurants for the Children's Hat Trick Challenge. And one out-of-town score now as they go to the third period at Boston. The Red Wings have a 3-2 lead, a 3-2 lead over the Boston Bruins in the third. Catch your breath. We'll be back in a moment. 3-2. The Penguins and Islanders are tied at 5 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
Some people think only foreign companies build quality cars. Now, according to an...
Penguins take on the Moscow Dynamo team. It'll be Long John Silver's and KDKA Youth Jersey Night. All youth 17 and under will receive a replica team jersey, compliments of Long John Silver's and KDKA. Tickets are available at all choice seat outlets, including Kaufman's, Horn, selected record outlets, and the Civic Arena, Gate 1. Or you can charge tickets by phone at this number, 333-SEAT. Dynamo coming in. Tied at 5, third period coming up momentarily. Hope you'll stay on board with us. And it is a brand new hockey game right here on the Penguins Hockey Network. Tied at 4 when the Islanders took the lead on a Randy Wood goal. Pat Flatley decking Randy Hillier and then went to the far boards. Just to familiarize you folks on the radio side, they had scored after a 2-2 tie, and then the Islanders took the lead 5-4. And Phil Bourque came back just moments later, 16 seconds to be exact. And he was to score from Colin and Recchi, or Danny Quinn and Recchi, I'm sorry. Danny Quinn spotted Bourque cutting for the net, and a long lead pass, and Bourque just deflected it in.
It was an amazing play, really it was. Bourque started that play out of his own zone, and he finished it with a pretty deflection right in on goal as he was being grabbed from behind by Hughie McDonough. David Volek, the man with the visor, has been kind of quiet for the Islanders. He's only 4 goals in his last 20 games.
He hasn't played at all since the first period.
Nope.
Volek's on the shelf right now, and here the puck to center ice, and with it will be Brent Sutter. Sutter into the Penguins in. Remember, the Islanders are shorthanded right now for the first 34 of the period, but they have control of it. The Penguins, if they do not score here, will be 0 for 3 in the power play. The Islanders are 2 for 5 this afternoon. Robbie Brown handles it up to Zalewski. Final rush in. 13 seconds to go in the power play. Zalewski has room. They back off now, and he should be able to make a play here. He winds it behind the net to Danny Quinn, who dummies it, lets it go to Lemieux. Mario in the left wing corner. Penalty is almost over. Penguins trying to hurry. It goes to Quinn. Brown's in front of the net. He's there, and he can't pull the trigger. Here's Zalewski shooting, and it hit defenseman Crossman, and he clears. This will be an icing call against the New York Islanders as Coffey comes back to touch it. And the Islanders successfully have killed the penalty. And it was issued to Alan Kerr late in period number 2. Well, the way this one's gone, it almost get that impression the team that has it last and gets the last shot's going to win it. I don't know if that's going to happen, but it is certainly a crazy game today.
It's not the kind of game goaltenders like to be in. I mean, it's sort of like a game where in baseball where pitchers, nobody can get anybody out. It's a similar type situation. After a while, the confidence just kind of drops a bit because the puck's going in the net at both ends.
Well, that's when you like to be up in the bottom of the ninth.
Yep.
And or extra innings and winning. Here's the face-off. Islanders in. Gord Dineen with the puck. Gordon Dineen, the former Islander, shoots it. It's deflected right back to Derek King. King coming back to the Penguin zone, trying to get a step on Kite. He shoots it up the left pad of goaltender Tom Barrasso. Karab's in behind the Pittsburgh goal, and Alan Kerr digging for it. Loose around the net. Look out. Here's Kerr. Alan Kerr, the Islanders, right wing corner, going right point. Man open. Diddick shoots it, and it's stopped by Barrasso, and it's clear to the far corner. The Islanders putting good pressure on right now. Cullen, Stevens, and McBain working. Right point, Diddick, another big shot and glove by Barrasso with his right hand, and he pulls it in.
Boy, LaFontaine had sneaked right into a perfect position to try to get a deflection. He's really good at that, at just arriving in the right spot at the very last second. And nobody knows he's there, and Barrasso was able to make the glove save on the shot by Diddick. Fortunately for Barrasso, LaFontaine could not get the blade of his stick on that shot. Barrasso having problems seeing the shooters today because the Islanders are doing such a good job of going to the net. And he's had to look around people in front of that goal at times, and at least on the one goal by Randy Wood, it looked as though he was still searching for the shooter when the puck was going by him. It's a tough situation for a goaltender.
Tommy, lifetime 7-4-1 against the Isles, and a goals against average of under 3.12, I believe, so he's played pretty well against them. And Barrasso again from the faceoff has to pick up a loose puck around the net, and we'll do it again. Coffey and Randy Hillier. I was going to give you some scratches from the game, and I don't think we ever got an opportunity to do that. Dahlquist, Callender, Kachowski, and Delorme all scratched for the Penguins this afternoon. Brian Trottier, of course, you folks who follow the Islanders for years know that he's not playing. He's out with a bad rib, or ribs, if you will.
He's got a broken rib, actually. They say it's bruised ribs, but it's actually a cracked rib.
The Islanders again shoot it to the net, and Randy Wood looking for the hat trick. Denied by Barrasso, flatly on the near side, hammered by Lemieux on a body check, and here's Hillier taking the loose puck. Throw it around the boards for Bob Airy. Airy sends it back across the blue line. The Islanders have to get back on side as it's flipped in, and that allows Hillier to take command of it. He'll pass it to Coffey with that crouching style, skating quickly into the Islanders zone down the left wing, shoots it. And Coffey loves to shoot from that position more than he likes to carry it in behind the net. It missed the mark, and it comes all the way back to the Penguin line. Robbie Brown, rink wide pass. Cut off by the Islanders, but they cough it right back up to Mario Lemieux. Up the right wing, a pretty little pass. Brown trying to get to it. Sutter, though, beat him to it. Brown gets it back, though. Brown centers, and the Penguins make a line change. And I think what Patrick's going to do here in the third, it looks to me as though he's going to change lines very quickly in an effort to try and get the step on the Islanders. Lemieux's line wasn't out for a long time on that shift. Crossman going back. Feed it around in his own end. Here's a steal by the Penguins right in front. They try and lay it over to Danny Quinn. They can't do it. Recchi had taken it away. Recchi played a strong game this afternoon for the Penguins, and Doug Crossman now carries the mail back for the Islanders. Right to the Penguin line. Lauer lets it deflect to Zalapski in between the circles. The Penguin defenseman cuts back in with a skate stop behind his own goal. Work a right wing pass to Mark Recchi. Softly sends it back to center. You get that impression both these teams right now are waiting for a break. They're going to play it pretty tough defensively, it looks as though. They'll try and do that.
It'll be kind of weird, huh, Mike? They guys score 10 goals, and then they won't be able to buy one.
I just get that feeling right now. Lauer shoots it in. Barrasso will stop it in behind the cage. And it'll be Jim Johnson. Nobody wants to make that fatal mistake, rushing up and getting caught. Here's Cullen. We'll see what transpires. And Cullen now dropping the puck to Recchi. Comes right down the slot. He shoots it, and a good leg save made by Fitzpatrick. Rebound. He tried to sweep it to the near corner. Stevens goes after it. He'll feed it around the horn, and here's Cullen trying to cut off McBean. He does. Takes the puck away. Centers it for Stevens. Now is McBain. McBain behind the net. Centers it right back in front. The Penguins can't get it, and McBain has it again. McBain in front for Stevens. A big, tall winger trying to move people away and get in position. He can't do it. Cullen. Stevens is so tough in front of that net.
There's that forechecking
over
again.
now to McBain. McBain back to Kevin Stevens. Cullen cuts for the goal. It doesn't go that way. Goes to the corner. Cullen went over to get it. And the Penguins with the advantage right now in the slot. Tender for Stevens. Cut off by the Islanders. And McDonough, dead tired, finds Don Maloney. Left wing to Wayne McBean. McBean can fly. Down the right wing, the Lauer shoots it from a bad angle. Barrasso made the leg save off his right pad. The Islanders in the right wing corner, the ever-present Don Maloney. Over to Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine wheel it around to the left point, too far for Nyland, and it comes all the way back down to the Islanders zone. 15:50 left in regulation time. Pittsburgh 5, the Islanders 5. And here with the puck is Gary Nyland, finding Derek King. Got around Denis for a moment, but he lost control of the biscuit, and it is sent by Pittsburgh all the way to the Islander net area. Stopped there by Mark Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick now to the left wing. It will come over to Pat LaFontaine. LaFontaine shoots it in. Around behind the boards, around to the right wing corner. Chasing with that puck will be Derek King. King centers, but right there to intercept is Robbie Brown. Brown turns it up the right wing and will come to Randy Gillen. Gillen move it over to Coffey. Coffey left side shoots it right on, and the save is made by Fitzpatrick. And the Islanders try and come back the other way. Derek King slipping ahead to LaFontaine to the Penguins in a backhand shot. And Barrasso got that up around the mast to knock it aside. Along the near corner, Derek King gets it. He tries to center. It comes off to Diddick. Diddick knocked down. Here are the Penguins 3-on-2. Airy on the left side of Gillen. Tracing the play. Goes back to Bob Airy with a slap shot. And off the glove of Fitzpatrick. And it's the Islanders. Now it opens up again. Left wing pass. And it's going to be called back here, an offside play against the New York Islanders. 14:51 to go in the period. The scoreboard reads Pittsburgh 5, the Islanders 5. Right here in the Penguins Hockey Network.
Thursday, January 4th, it's IC Light Coaches Cap Night. All fans 18 and over receive this corduroy cap, compliments of IC Light. Make the team.
Mark Reckley handles the puck. He got it to Dan Quinn. He goes into the Islanders' end, and that's checked aside back to center. Mark Johnson, the Penguin defenseman, out here with Zalapski. Can't find anybody, and Brad Lauer now heels his way into the Penguins' end and shoots it wide of the net. It'll come off the far boards. Phil Bourque trying to get that puck ahead. He does. And here's Recchi with a good burst of speed to the Islanders' end. Couldn't beat Baumgartner, who cut him off before he could get that puck around him. The Islanders turning go the other way. Brad Lauer steps right back to the Penguin stripe. And an offside coming up here against the Islanders as they enter the Penguin zone. Well, the shots on goal dead even now at 28 apiece by both these clubs.
Ken Baumgartner, right before leaving Los Angeles, there was some talk that a record company was going to make a record, like a heavy metal record, and he was going to be the main figure in the band, or it was going to be a record by Ken Baumgartner, a heavy metal record. And he looks like a rock star, doesn't he?
Pretty good for a 12th round draft choice out of Prince Albert, who was drafted originally by the Buffalo Sabres. And he's made a name for himself in the National Hockey League, and the Islanders really feel that he and McDonough helped spark their club and help turn them around. The Islanders have a long way to go, and the other teams in the division also have some games in hand on New York, but certainly a much improved stretch for the Islanders here, especially around Christmas time. They are 7-2-1 in their last 9, and we've got a 5-5 tie here with 14 minutes to go in regulation time. Islanders forced back to their own end, and Jeff Norton. One arms are behind the net. David Ballack now returns to the ice, out with Alan Kerr and also Pat LaFontaine. The Islanders trying to move it to the Penguins' end. They can't do it. McBain cut it off. McBain, though, coughed it up to Gerald Diddick. Diddick just flips it ahead back into the right wing corner of the Penguin zone. Gordini skates stop behind his own goal. A right wing pass over to Andy McBain. McBain. And an offside play against the Penguins. We'll be back in a moment. The Penguins and Islanders are tied at 5 here on the Penguins Hockey Network. This face-off outside of the Islander line, and Brett Sutter matches up against Robbie Brown. Well, despite the fact the Islanders have come up on tough times over the last couple of years, they are still 13-3 in the last 16 games here in this building against the Penguins. They're tough. Here's Pat Flatley now trying to make a move, and Robbie Brown will take it away. Brown out of his own territory, wearing number 44, back on the attack for the Penguins. Troy Loney out for the Pens. Brown's going to take center ice on this line, and Loney and Bob Erie will be the wings. So Lemieux checking on him. Is he on the bench? Down the right wing, here come the Islanders, and Coffey took it away from Pat Flatley. Coffey whacked it away, but not out. Right point, look out. Here's Wayne McBean shooting one. That was deflected. That went wide of the goal. Robbie Brown trying to deal it out of his own zone. Island trying to hold it in, and it'll be an offside call. If the Islanders touch the puck, the Penguins wristed off the boards. That's offside. Touched by Flatley. I don't know if Lemieux's on the Penguin bench. He might have gone to the locker room for some equipment repair, and I think that's the case on that last break.
When I saw him come off the ice earlier, he kind of made a motion with his skate as if he wasn't happy with the way it felt, and it's possible that he did have a skate problem. Now Steve Lattin, the Penguins equipment manager, steps back onto the bench.
Mario's still in the room.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just lacing it up again. That's what he's doing. Danny Quinn joined by Phil Bourque and Mark Recchi. And it'll be Jimmy Johnson carrying the mail to the Islanders end. Goes down that left side. Trying to feed it over the right wing boards, and he does to Danny Quinn, who pokes it in behind the net for Jimmy Johnson. Way in deep on the play. Look out. Here is Recchi. Recchi trying to put it between the circles. That's off a leg. And it carries right back to center ice to Doug Crossman. Crossman on the left wing. Looks for an open man. That's down Maloney. Maloney had the game winner against the Devils in overtime. The last game. Right wing pass to Quinn. And this is going to be called back on a two-line pass. Boy, it sure made you appreciate the fact that the referee and two linesmen worked together the other night. Here's Lemieux back on now for the Pens. when Dave Newell went down with that separated shoulder. The word we have on Newell that he was to undergo rotator cuff surgery anyway at the end of the season, and now he separated the shoulder after collision with Jimmy Johnson. Stepped on his stick, I guess. Penguin defenseman. Mario with a couple of points this afternoon. We are tied at 5 here in the third period. And there we go. Back in behind the Penguin goal. Don Maloney trying to knock it in. The net was it dislodged and upended. Now play is whistled down as they push and shove behind the net. Everybody grabs a man in behind the Penguin goal. Easy, gentlemen.
You'll be McDonough in the middle of it.
5-5 the score. We'll return to the Nassau County Coliseum, where we'll have more hockey in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network. Got a couple of minor penalties out of this little battle behind the net. That's 7:54. Roughing calls to Johnson of Pittsburgh, the Penn defenseman, and Hughie McDonough of the New York Islanders. Face-off, Penguins in. Sutter won the draw. Left point back to Norton, and he shoots it. Boy, you watch Sutter from that face-off. He turned around in a complete circle, went right back towards the net to get in position for the shot. But Lemieux now handles the puck. Works it over to Robbie Brown up right wing, and Robbie Brown blasts it up the boards, trying to get it to the left wing corner. He does, but finally came in. He overskated. Lemieux's got it, turns and shoots it from a bad angle. That's stopped by Fitzpatrick. And the Islanders gather it in. Patrick Flatwood. Sail a pass through center ice to Dale Henry. Henry dump it to the right of the Penguin goal, and Barrasso clears it away, but not out. Flatley puts it back in behind the net. Bob Harry flattened Pat Flatwood with a heavy check. Now Harry is over to get the puck, and Bobby looking over to Lemieux. Good pass to Randy Hillier. Steps up on the play. Right wing to Robbie Brown. Look out for Brown here this afternoon. Robbie Brown give it to Lemieux. Lemieux trying to go back to Brown. He does. Left side of Coffey. Coffey now in the left wing corner. In deep. Put it behind the net to Bob Berry. Penguins moving the puck well. Lemieux one arms it from behind the goal. Comes around. He'll look for Brown or Coffey. He's got Coffey. Slap shot. To go in or not? I thought it went in. The net is taken off the moorings. Where's the puck? Is it in the net or not?
It sure looked like it went in before the net was knocked off.
Well, it did to me for a moment too. But nobody seems to know where the puck is. Maybe it's out of play.
I thought it went right in the net. Lemieux one-armed the puck behind the cage and got it out to Coffey, who teed it up, cranked it, and it jumped out right over the glass into the stands. Bob Airy got crunched by Jeff Norton.
Yeah, I looked for it. They went to the penalty box to pick up a new one. It's out of play. We didn't know where the puck was. 11:07 to go in the third period in regulation time. We were tied at 2 through the first 20 minutes, tied at 5 in the second. The goal scorers, if you joined us late for the Penguins, Randy Gillen and Robbie Brown in the first. Then Cullen, Recchi, and Bork for the Pens in the second. Randy Wood has 2 for the Islanders. McDonough, Norton, and Kerr the others. And here's McBain and the Islanders in. Andy McBain, right wing boards with that puck, right point to the knee. Slided in behind the net. Fitzpatrick sweeps it away to the far side. Alan Kerr deals it back to center, but the Penguins pick it off. And Kevin Stevens starts right wing. Stevens moves in deep. Center in front. Collins right there. And a big save by Fitzpatrick on John Cullen from 10 feet away. Now in the far boards, Andy McBain. Roll it over to John Cullen. Cullen's ridden heavily to the boards by Gary Nyland. And the Islanders counterattack. They shoot it up the left wing side, deep into the Penguins end. Barrasso going to play the puck off his stick to the far wing, and Jimmy Kite taps it up the sideboards and back inside the Islander line with 10:28 to go in regulation time. Gary Nyland. Nyland's pass into the right wing corner of the Penguin zone. Cut off by Coffey, and Coffey now steps up in the play. Good pass. He had a jump off Lemieux's stick. It got to the Islanders' stripe. Back and forth they go. Derek King goes to Pat LaFontaine. He glides his way into the Penguins end, lost the puck, and the Penguins turning. Go towards the Islanders' stripe. Gillen's on the right wing. Lemieux feed it towards the net, trying to get it to him. Baumgartner cut it off. It's back to Lemieux, though. Off his stick and back to center. Zalapsky gets possession. Charlie Zalapsky over to Lemieux. Right wing to Troy Loney. Another pretty pass. Loney trying to feather it through to the cutting Randy Gillen, but can't do that. 2 Penguins are trapped. Here come the Islanders. Lead pass Randy Wood. Left side against Coffey. Cuts to the net. And he's not going to get the shot. He rolled right in on Barrasso. Penalty coming up, and who's it going to be against? Coffey? Yeah. A holding call. Penguins will be shorthanded as Randy Wood went right to the net. All right, 5-5 the score. We'll be back in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network.
What's the difference between a pizza from Giant Eagle and a pizza from someplace else? About 30 minutes. You see, at Giant Eagle, we make our pizza fresh every day. You just have to bake it, so it goes straight from your oven to your table. You don't have to wait a minute to enjoy great pizza. Get a pizza from someone else's oven, and it could take over 30 minutes to get to your table. So pick up a pizza from Giant Eagle today, because the only thing that comes to those who wait is cold pizza.
Randy Wood has that ability, Mike, to get down low and drive in on a man. He did it to Paul Coffey.
Bob Airy going to the net. Look at him. He just goes right.
He gets into that low crouch and protects the puck very well to the outside. He held on to it with one hand, and Coffey had to tackle him. He didn't have much choice. Randy Wood just very good at getting down into that low crouch and making those tight turns. John Cullen can do that pretty well, too. We saw Recchi do it earlier.
And the Penguins shorthanded for the 6th time this afternoon. Islanders score 2 power play goals. They set it up in the slot. Brent Sutter shoots and scores. Brent Sutter gives the Islanders a lead again, 6-5. Another power play goal by the New York Islanders. And their captain, Brent Sutter, does the job. The goal comes at 10:26.
Penguins had a chance to get it out. Phil Bourque tried to hammer it up the boards, but it was held in by Norton. Sutter went right to the slot, took a little deflected pass, and then gunned it right past Tom Barrasso. Islanders moved that puck very well after regaining possession of it. Didn't take them long to set it back up. And the Penguins should have cleared it. They had a chance to get it out and didn't.
Well, Brent Sutter gives the Islanders a lead once again, his 13th of the year. Another power play goal, 3 on the afternoon for the Isles. And here we go, and they've got the lead. Now the Penguins must come back again. They had the lead on 2 separate occasions in this game. Washington Brent Lemieux with a giveaway to Pat Flatley. Slap shot on a glove save made by Barrasso. Bob Airy now a high stick on that puck. And it's going to be whistled down. A power play goal by Brent Sutter, as we said, his 13th from Norton and Lauer at 10:26.
It was a pretty play by Lauer to just kind of redirect the pass from Norton out to Sutter, who was facing the net, and then he just fired it past Barrasso.
Well, he was so wide open, it was like, you know, practice, and he had the whole net to look at and shoot. And the Islanders did cash in. They picked up 3 power play goals against the league's worst penalty killing unit overall, and it won't help the Penguin numbers in that department. Boston now is rounding to take a 4-3 lead over Detroit in the 3rd period at the Garden in Boston. Here's Bob Airy on the right side of Robbie Brown. Left wing pass to Coffey. In front, got a man, Bob Airy, but he is checked heavily by Norton and knocked off his skate. Robbie Brown looked for the puck, but it comes to Randy Wood. The Islanders have won 3 in a row for the first time since 1988. And they break into the right wing corner of the Pens in. That was in February, I believe, of last year. Still in Penguin territory. They dig for it. Brown trying to work it out. Fraser says, work on, gentlemen. 8:33 to go in the 3rd period. Here's a pass by Brown through to center. Lemieux way back up ice, and Lemieux looking back for Coffey. Here's Lemieux trying to take it away from Crossman. He does. Lemieux sends it softly to the net. Robbie Brown can't deflect it in. Brown from behind the goal. Unable to get to it. Gary Nyland feeds it around the far boards. Now Lemieux will get it, though, to the right of the net. He comes from the left side, trying to pull it around. Checked off his blade. Brown centers it off of blade again. And Robbie Brown goes after one more time, but Kevin Stevens trying to turn and shoot it. He left it for Brown. He is decked by Nyland. And going the other way of the New York Islanders, Gary Nyland up to Randy Wood. Wood shoots it off the sideboards and then behind the Pittsburgh goal. Jimmy Kite's pass, not a good one. It's cut off. The Islanders have it. Here's Alan Kerr in front, got a man there, and Derek King can't take it. And the Penguins wheel it quickly to center ice. Kevin Stevens. Up the left wing it goes Andy McBain. His drop pass right to Derek King and a breaking LaFontaine. They can't get it through to him. Back into Pittsburgh ice, and Dineen is upended on the play. The Islanders have it left point. Jeff Norton, weak attempt. Here's Cullen stealing 2-on-2. Are the Penguins on the attack? Cullen going to the Islanders in. Crisscross now with McBain. Gives it to Andy. Andy shoots it towards the net. Save made. Rebound. Cullen trying to fire it in. He just went to the goal crease with it. As he tried to shot from an angle in the left wing circle. McBain behind the net. Couldn't get it to John Cullen. Cullen steps into LaFontaine, but the Islanders have control of the puck. Derek King will find a breaking curve back to King. A wrist shot right over the head of Barrasso. 6:59 to go in regulation time. The Islanders keep the pressure on. LaFontaine behind the Penguin net. Lost control of it now to Zarni Zalapski. And Zarley will start up the right wing. Penguins have a tired line out here right now. Cullen remains out. McBain and Stevens go off. Zalapsky going coast to coast all the way down. In, and he is crushed by Nyman, who throws that big body into a Penguin again. Zalapsky centering to Cullen. A wrist shot. Not much on it. Gets it back. Cullen really working hard. Cullen now with Lemieux in front of that net. And also Recchi. Cullen holds it. Looks. They don't come after him. Goes to Recchi. Shooting in the stop made by Fitzpatrick. And he holds it right there. 6:26 to go in the third. The Islanders 6, the Penguins 5 on the Penguins Hockey Network.
No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't keep an Iron Man down. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't keep an Iron Man down. You're the heart. You're the heart. You're the soul. You're the soul. You're the backbone of this town. No, you can't. 'Cause you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't. No, you can't keep an Iron Man down.
In New York, the Islanders lead Pittsburgh 6-5, and here's Doug Crossman trying to work it into the Penguins' end. The Islanders are offside as they enter the zone. Time now a little bit of a factor for the Penguins with 6:17 to go here in the third period.
Mario Lemieux was trying to gain position in front of the net while John Cullen was hanging onto that puck for an eternity. Nyland hanging all over Mario Lemieux, just grabbing hold of him. And Lemieux trying to turn and get himself into position as Recchi took the pass from Cullen and snapped it on the net. Fitzpatrick able to make the save.
Islanders played a pretty strong game for the Islanders this afternoon. He's used the body effectively against Pittsburgh, and here's Zalapsky right back behind his own net as the Islanders dumped it in. Charlie leaving the puck for Dan Quinn. On the attack now here to the right side, it'll be Mark Recchi. Recchi four-man rush to the Islanders in. Trying to get it in front to Danny Quinn. Can't do that. Brad Lauer. Lauer does dump it back to center. The Islanders are 3 for 6 on the power play this afternoon. Here is McDonough coming to the Penguin zone. His slap shot denied by Zalapsky. And Zalapsky races up through traffic again to the Islanders end. Shoots one hard off the glass behind Fitzpatrick. Recchi comes in. And he can't quite get there. And Crossman's pass. That's going to be a two-line pass. Yes, it is. Offside pass, two-line against the Islanders. Bring it back inside the Islander blue line for a face-off. Well, they're talking about a possibility of eliminating the red line maybe in the game and moving the nets out. They're going to do that, I think, definitely. An extra foot. Although in Pittsburgh, it's already more than that.
Well, there is no red line in college hockey, and it makes for those long passes, and it's a much different kind of a game. Certain skills are required to make those passes. There aren't a lot of people that can throw a long bomb effectively. Paul Coffey is probably the best at it in the game. It would be interesting, though, to see guys be able to throw those long passes up ice without having to worry about the two-line pass, but I don't think that'll ever happen in the NHL.
Well, there's been a lot of talk and speculation as they look at the situation. Here's Lemieux losing the puck, and it comes back to Randy Wood, and the Penguins in. Got a man center. He goes to him. He hits the post. Center to puck it right in off the post to the right of Barrasso. Now to the near boards. His big man struck one, and the Penguins got a break there. They had everybody out of position, and Center could not capitalize on a 2-on none as he deflected it right off the right post of the Penguin net. And Barrasso would look at it. Now here's Sutter again, right wing corner. 5 minutes to go in regulation time. 6-5 the Islanders lead, and here's Randy Hillier. Turned around by Brett Sutter. Sutter makes a play to Flatley and the slap to Randy Wood. Lemieux way back, and Mario's got to come back in these situations. He can't hang up forever up front, really. Here's Coffey. I know he's looking for the tying goal, but you know, you can't afford to give up another one here, and you got to work a little bit here and try and make a spring from your own end once in a while. Here's Dineen. Dineen leaving the puck for Kevin Stevens. Stevens on right wing comes in. He is hit by Jeff Norton, and the Islanders pick it up and flip it high in the air. A bouncing puck goes all the way to the Penguin zone. Dineen roll it around the horn, and Jim Kite quickly out to Robbie Brown. Brown now moving to the Islanders zone. Drop pass for Kevin Stevens. Back to Brown in front. It hit Crossman in the face. Play will continue, and the Islanders start back. Crossman goes to the bench. LaFontaine. Leave it for King with a nice pass. Shoots it. Dineen blocked that. The Penguins will come in the other way. 3 Islanders are trapped back. Let's see if the Penguins can make it happen. Robbie Brown. Kerr got back in the play. To Cullen it goes. And it's shot. And Fitzpatrick makes a save. And Brown can't put it in. On the rebound as Stevens gets involved now with the Islanders. Gary Nyland. As they push and shove it around that goal. And Cullen is flattened by Gerald Diddick. They're fighting for space. And we'll be back in a moment. The Islanders have the lead 6-5 here at New York on the Penguins Hockey Network.
good sense, good value, good health. The Good Health brand offers you quality healthcare products at a price that makes sense. Choose from a wide selection of proven effective antacid products and save money. In the cough and cold department, Good Health offers all the popular medicines you need to fight colds and flu. And Good Health has aspirin, aspirin-free, or ibuprofen pain relievers, all at low prices. So spend your good sense wisely and look for the Good Health brand. Good Health products are available at Farmore and other area stores.
Doug Crossman is cut underneath the left eye after he hit with the puck. And they're fixing that now on the bench. Kevin Stevens is the guy who tried to pass it, and it came up and caught him right in the face.
Here are the Penguins now in the Islanders zone. They have coming out with Loney and Andy McBain. And from the near boards of the Islanders into the rink, the Penguins digging for that puck, trying to keep it alive. Lapsky with 3:44 to go in regulation time. They're belting one another. The Penguins do dump it to the right wing corner. It comes behind the net to Gerald Diddick. Diddick of New York swings it up the boards and right back to center ice. Lapsky hauls it in. Penguin defenseman. He'll leave it for Jimmy Johnson. A little short on that pass, and the Islanders cruise back to the Penguins in. Here's Lauer. Lauer puts the brakes on, looking, and Loney poked it away, but not out of the zone. And Don Maloney behind the net, challenged by Zalapsky. Maloney, one of the great board players in the league and corner players, has been for years. The Penguins finally gather it in. They start back 3-on-3. McBain on the right wing. 3:10 to go. Andy now to the right wing boards. Couldn't get it through to Jimmy Johnson. And it's cut off by Hubie McDonough. The Islanders have the lead 6-5. They have the only goal here in the third period. That by their captain, Brent Sutter. His 13th on a power play goal at 10:26. And New York again on the move. Coming to the Penguins in. LaFontaine right side to Alan Kerr. LaFontaine's back in front. Deflected in. The Islanders score. Barasso's going to argue here that he was interfered with in front, but the Islanders now have a 7-5 lead. Barasso talking to Kerry Fraser.
Well, I think he might have a legitimate beef. You'd have to see the replay, but it looked to me as if LaFontaine was in the crease before he actually got the puck. Ultimately, he's allowed to be there when he has the puck, but it appeared to me he crashed into Barasso, or at least was in the crease on top of Barasso before he actually did get the puck. I have to see it again to really make the assessment, but Barasso felt that he was interfered with. LaFontaine went right to the net. Kerr moved it to him, and he was definitely in the crease before he got the puck. Barasso has a legitimate beef. You're allowed in there if you have it, but you're not allowed to go in there before you have it unless you're pushed in. Was he pushed in? It's hard to say. It did not appear as if he was to me. Hillier eventually got a piece of him, but that was after he put the puck in the net.
So the Islanders get a big goal here with it's going to be LaFontaine, his 27th from Kerr.
The assist went to number 10, Alan Kerr, and number 3, Don Maloney.
And the Penguins just can't seem to put a stretch of games together where they are able to kill penalties and protect their own net. And they look great against the Capitals in that department, but not here today against the Islanders.
Quinn now giving the puck to Mario Lemieux. Going to take a miracle now for the Penguins. Riley Brown trying to shoot it. It went wide. Quinn put it back over to Lemieux. Shoots it to the net. And it's off Fitzpatrick's stick and up in the air and into the seats. 2.5 to go. Again, the goal by LaFontaine, his 27th from Alan Kerr and Don Maloney.
Fitzpatrick has gotten very tough here ever since the Islanders took the lead. Lemieux sneaking a wrist shot in, and he got his toe out there and his stick and just sent that puck right over the glass into the stands.
Well, the Penguins down by 2, 7-5 here in the third period. They've raised the level of music in the building about 4 decibels, 4 notches, haven't they? Jeez.
LaFontaine has played a strong game here today.
Hasn't been heard before.
Well, that's the loudest organ I've ever heard.
No, not louder in Chicago when they get it going.
Well, maybe you're right. The good thing is we're looking right at their speakers are stations right here.
Well, as I said, they've turned it up too in the third here. Here's Brett Sutter now looking for it. Coming back. Gave it away to Paul Coffey. 2:20 to go in the third period. 7-5 the Islanders lead. And Quinn looking for room. He finds some. He goes down the left side of the Islanders zone. The Penguins need a quick goal here to think about tying this game. Brett Sutter. And he flipped it out of the zone over the head of Coffey and back to Penguin real estate with now 2 minutes to go in the game. And here's Zalapsky. Right wing to Robbie Brown. Brown has the puck. Can't go in, though. The Penguins have people offside. So he waits for Coffey to get back across the blue line. We'll give it to Coff. He'll find the left wing. It's Zalewski taking a pass from Lemieux. Going to the left wing corner. The Islanders whack at it. Lemieux trying to keep it in. Hops in the air to knock it down with a glove. It goes to Cullen. Cullen back to Lemieux. Behind the net. Penalty coming up against the Islanders. The Islanders are going to be shorthanded here with 1:34 to go. Scoreboard reads Islanders 7, Pittsburgh 5. And we'll be back in a moment to the Nassau County Coliseum on the Penguins Hockey Network.
There's a team in the building. Friday, December 29th, when the Pens play the Russians, it's Long John Silver's jersey night. Fans 17 and under get this Pens jersey, compliments of Long John Silver's. Make the team.
Gerald Didick goes off for elbowing at 18:26. A Stroh's power play for the Penguins here with only 1:34 to go. Craig Patrick wants a timeout.
I would think what the Penguins might want to do here is maybe set this thing up and where if they don't score in the first 30 seconds to pull Barrasso off and then go with a two-man advantage in an effort to try and get a goal.
Pittsburgh.
And they want to discuss it right now. They have a face-off in the Islander zone. You're down by 2, and I think that's what the decision right now for Patrick is. Do I want to pull Barrasso at the moment, and or do I want to wait and just go with the extra attacker and hope we do score?
I just read Craig's lips. He said, I'm going to pull Tommy. I'm going to pull Tommy, he said.
Well, I think it makes pretty good sense. You need one goal to even think about getting back into the game. You have a face-off where you want to be. You want to be down on that end. You're down by a pair. You're on the road. Yeah, take a shot at it, I would think. On the other side of the ledger, the other thing you might think about is the Penguins have so much firepower that they might be able to do it without having to pull Barrasso. But with the extra attacker on, Barrasso started back to the net. And I guess he didn't hear Patrick. You could read his lips, and Barrasso was standing 20 feet from him. He didn't hear him.
The tough thing about this situation for the Penguins, too, or an advantage the Islanders do have, is that they're able to ice the puck because they are down a man.
That's right.
So if they want to take a shot at that open net from behind the red line, they can do it. Normally, you can't do that in that situation because then you're in danger of icing the puck and having a face-off back in your own end.
Well, the face-off is so important here. And it'll be to the right of goaltender Mark Fitzpatrick. If Penguins win it, here's Lemieux, left point. Mario with it, right side to Coffey, shooting, but he didn't get it to the net. Here's Cullen with it, turning to shoot, scores! John Cullen gets a goal! And it will be another one for the Pens, and they make it 7-6 with 1:27 to go. And the strategy pays off for the Penguins as Cullen cashes in. And the Penguins get a power play goal. That will spring Didick out of the penalty box, but the Penguins have made it 7-6, and don't go away.
And Betty O'Donnell of Pittsburgh is $100 richer on our Stroh's power play contest. Compliments of John Cullen, who shot that puck from an impossible angle. Fitzpatrick started to move off the post. Cullen gave him a different look, almost as if he was going to pass it across the goal mouth, and Fitzpatrick cheated away from the post, and Cullen took advantage of it.
Yeah.
Boy, he is sneaky, isn't he? He looked him off. He wasn't really even looking at the net, or he may have been peeking at it. But he had his head turned in a manner that he was going to pass the puck, and Fitzpatrick bought it and paid for it.
All right, here we go with 1:27 to go in regulation time. Cullen will get the goal. And the Penguins now, will they pull Barrasso on the rush up in? They do not right now. Lemieux has an assist. Barrasso's 50 feet from the net, but the Islanders have command of the puck with 1:13 to go. 7-6 the score. The Islanders lead. And again at the Islander line, broken up by Don Maloney. And so the Penguins now have to get it back the other way with 1 minute to go in regulation time. Coffey comes up. He'll go to the right side of Cullen. Dump it in, Johnny. Here comes Barrasso off. Over to Brown. Extra attacker coming on for the Penguins will be Kevin Stevens. The Islanders steer it, knock it away. Empty net. Right side to Brett Sutter. Against Coffey. Comes in, shoots and scores. Brett Sutter gets the empty net goal, and that's going to wrap it up. 46 seconds left in regulation time. And Brett Sutter, who went 1-1 against Coffey, rushes the puck in. It's an empty net goal for the Islanders. For Sutter, his 14th, and the Islanders will win their 4th straight, it appears. And will close within 1 point of the Penguins in the standings.
Islanders goal, his second of the game and 14th
Yep.
of the season, scored by number 21.
And here There's the puck lifted into the Penguins end. Barrasso back in the net. Golafsky going back to get a handle on it. Right wing pass over to Paul Coffey. He'll come up now to John Cullen. Cullen now into the slot. It went right by everybody, coming to Zarley Zalapski with 25 to go in the game. The Islanders take possession of it, and Dorton now spins it back to center. Zalapski gave it away to Pat LaFontaine to the Penguin zone. LaFontaine right side to Lauer. Lauer fanned on an attempted shot. We're down to 12 seconds to go in the third period. Lemieux picks up the mail. And Mario, a right wing pass for Brown with 7 to go in the game. Brown cuts across looking for Zalapski. Trying to go to the left wing corner, and that'll be all she wrote. That does it. Diddick and Lemieux at the end of the game, push and shove. Diddick looks at the scoreboard to point up and show Lemieux what the final is, as they become involved. Well, the New York Islanders win for the first time against the Penguins this year. And the Islanders pull within 1 point of the Penguins for 5th place in the Patrick Division. As today, the Islanders defeat the Penguins in the final. The Islanders 8 and the Penguins 6 right here on the Penguins Hockey Network.
How can many supermarkets afford low-price specials? Easy. When they put an item on special, they keep other prices higher to make up the difference. Drop the price of